and welcome to Points of the Crown Live. I am your host, Steve Messenger. It is Wednesday, December 10th, and joining me this week is none other than T.S. Luther. T.S., welcome to the show. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. My name's TS, and I write comics.
Excellent. We're going to talk about were you at Steel City this weekend with James?
No. I'm stuck up here in Michigan.
Michigan. I was just up there for Motor City a few weekends ago.
Oh, maybe we crossed paths. I was tabling there at Motor City.
Were you down there in Artist Alley?
I sure was, right next to Mark Wade and a couple others.
Okay. I definitely walked past you at some point then. I'm more in like the vendor section there. That show, I bounced around from Artist Alley to vendor all over the place. But Artist Alley's where it's at, man.
Oh, yeah, it was a blast, and like they do a really good job of setting us up over there. One of the only cons that has a green room for Artist Alley, like on top. Like Matthew Lillard was there with all the Screamcast.
Yeah.
They have a different green room, with fancier stuff, but they still feed us all, and there's tons of room for people to walk around. It's really impressive.
I was beyond irritated the one year. It was the first year that they moved me to the vendor booth. But while you guys were popping in, feel free to say hello in the chats. Say if you showed up at any of the cons this weekend and all that good stuff. There are no bystander pigeons. I don't know if James informed you, but we have a recurring segment on the show where we talk about passenger pigeons.
Okay.
I don't know if it's
carrier pigeons.
Yeah, that's an inferior pigeon. I know they say passenger pigeons are extinct, but when they were around, there was like 10 billion of them. It was pure hell.
So it sounds like passenger pigeons were delicious. That's usually why they go extinct, right?
That's they said literally people could just aim a shotgun out of their window, fire into the sky, walk home with 6 birds, and have dinner. And these things, they weren't small either. They were like the size of chickens. But what's up, Dave? What's good, man? So let's talk a little bit about what you got going on. But tonight, folks, while you're tuning in, we're going to be talking about shows that went on this weekend. I was at, where was I? Oh, I was in Columbus, Galaxycon. We'll talk about that. It's the last con of the season. And then we're going to talk about some other stuff that's going on, some new things that I got in the mail. We'll talk about that. But TS, so you say you're a comic book author.
I am. I write comics like The Digger for Invader Comics, which you can get at your local comic book shop right now. Well, actually, I'm sorry. You can pre-order it right now. It comes into stores January 14th.
That's awesome. How are you getting it distributed?
Lunar Comics.
Yeah,
Lunar's the big distributor. After Diamond went down, Lunar took over for all that stuff. We're in the Lunar catalog, which is the big catalog. We're in the massive section.
That's awesome.
This is my first widely distributed comic. This is the first time I'm going to be in, lots of shops that I didn't actually walk into and hand them a book and say, please, sir, can you put it on the little section that could in the back there next to the hand-drawn comics? So this is really, really cool. Like, I got invited to a few signings in January. So they're like, hey, we don't know who the hell you are, but your comic book's selling well. So do you want to come sign it or something? So that's been pretty neat.
That's awesome, man. Lunar Comics. I know I've heard people talking about them, and I know ever since Diamond bit the dust, it's been a kind of scramble for people to figure out how things are going to work moving forward.
Oh, yeah, no, it's wild. I'll definitely get into it. To answer Dave over in the chat, it's basically what if Indiana Jones hunted Short Round? That's how I pitched it. That's how we got it made. And basically, it's about this kid whose grandma's sick in 1930s Veracruz, Mexico. He knows where the ruins are, and there's this American flashing cash. And the kid doesn't know how dangerous this American is. He just knows that he needs the money, and he's going to show the American how to get to the ruins. And it unfolds from there. It's kind of a cat and mouse story because this is not your mom's Indiana Jones. This is a very dangerous man. It's kind of a dark lens on, the whole saying, it belongs in a museum.
I think my mom's Indiana Jones was someone she found in one of those like skeezy magazines. Some guy showed up in a leather jacket with a bullwhip, and I'm pretty sure that was for mine.
That's your real dad. That's how that works.
I always wondered. Things looked a little different between me and Pops. The beard, I'm glad that you're here tonight, and I know James is going to be trying to get on here a little bit later. He kind of put you in the hot seat, man. Invited you to a show he's not going to be on. What did he tell you about this show exactly?
Dude, not a word. I didn't even know the name of the show. He was like, "So me and my buddy have a podcast. If you want to come on sometime," and I was like, "Please, I'm like contractually obligated to promote this book. So any show that I can be on, I have to do it."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Perfect, you're on Wednesday," and that was the last I heard from him. So I don't know. I got asked several times. I'm like, "Hey, I'm on a podcast tonight. Please look for me. I don't know what it's called."
I'm going to be somewhere on the internet. Just start clicking around. Well, I've got bad news for you, TS. Myself and most of my audience are illiterate.
Oh, no.
So
there's really pretty pictures in my book. I promise. Sam Gudelin, my co-creator and artist on the project, his pictures are beautiful and gorgeous. So even if you don't like my words, you can still go and look at how dangerous this guy is and how much danger this little kid is in. You can still enjoy that part.
Yeah, absolutely. The cover art here looks awesome, and just kind of glancing through here, man. It's good to see things are working out for you. I know in the comics world, things can be a little difficult sometimes.
Dude, it's rough in comics, and that's like when you said Diamond went down and Lunar picked up a lot of the big pieces, right? So they got stuff like Image, etc., like the bigger comic book companies. But Lunar didn't really want the small guys. And the cool thing about Diamond back in the day is most anybody could get distributed through them, right? That catalog was this thick for all of this little indie publishers. And we thought Invader was going to go under. I thought my publishing deal was going to go kaput because nobody wanted them because they were still a pretty small publisher. And we've sold more through Lunar than they ever did in Diamond. Tons of people are talking about it, and I've never even been in a comic book shop before. Like, I'm not a known quantity in comics, so the fact that this book could do well says a lot for what Lunar's doing and their massive indie section, which is their sub distributor that deals with all the indie stuff. So honestly, it's kind of a blessing in disguise for at least me. I know it's caused all sorts of disruptions in the comic industry, but
it's been kind of wild for a lot of folks. Glad to hear that Lunar's doing some good stuff there. And I'll tell you what, the LCSs that survived COVID, man, like it's a good place to get a good relationship and help kind of grow the sort of the old school, what do they say, the grassroots.
Like honestly, just getting those personal relationships, they've all been awesome. All of them have been reaching out to me saying like, who are you? Like, people are asking for your book. We want to get to know you, sending them previews, them inviting me out because I'm just an indie guy, but they're trying to build more relationships. And a lot of it, interestingly enough, is because they are doubling down on comics, because people don't know this, but Diamond also distributed all the toys and merch to a lot of comic book shops. And that's where a lot of that bread was buttered, was by them selling merch to make up for the margins that comic books kind of lack. So a lot of these shops have been going, okay, so we can't get toys anymore. We can't get this merch. How do we step up our game in the comics department? And it's been really cool to see the shops that are surviving, thriving in a place where not a lot of places are. Like, it's hard to have a brick and mortar store no matter what you're selling right now.
Exactly. It must be even harder for those that are in the brick and mortar business. That's my joke for the evening, folks. I'm here for the next 2 hours. And my buddy Dave's asking, do you go to a lot of cons? Do you make a lot of appearances?
So I didn't used to. I got asked by a publisher. They were like, hey, we liked your book, Tokyo Fire. We'd like to talk to you about something, which is a dream come true for an indie guy, right? They said, let's talk at Motor City Comic Con. Yeah. And I applied for Motor City Comic Con, and they said no. And so I never got to meet with that publisher. And I said, I need to step up my game. How do I get to Motor City? The people at Motor City were really kind. They said, if you want a table here, you got a table everywhere else. And so I went to farmers markets. I did libraries. And I finally worked my way up to Motor City. So now I do a ton of cons. I'm doing, I think, 13 in 2026 right now.
Nice.
A lot of Midwest stuff. So if you're in the Ohio, Michigan area, Chicago, I'll be at all the cons you can think of. But anywhere else, probably not.
I'm sure we'll be crossing paths at some point. So how's the comic scene at the farmers market?
Oh, awful. You know what I sell at the farmers market? Stickers. I sell stickers, and I do
That's something they can get behind. Most of their fruits and veggies have some kind of sticker.
Right, exactly. That's a market that they understand.
Yeah.
I sell prints. I do like hand painting, and I'll do like minions. And like so my minion will pay for the fact that I paid $20 for a booth at the farmers market.
There you go. So yeah, we'll show more of your stuff here throughout the evening. I don't know how long you can stick around. The general rule of the show is like there's really no rule as to how long you stick. If you want to stick around for the entirety, that's great. If you got to split, by all means, just let us know.
Sounds good, man.
Went silent. What's that? We didn't lose audio, did we?
Oh no, is it me?
I don't know. Everything's blinking on this side, so hopefully that's a joke, or I don't know. So one of the shows that I was just at, have you ever done Columbus at all? Anything down in Columbus?
No, but I'm going to do space next year, so that'll be the first time I've made it down to Ohio.
Yeah, perfect, awesome. We got our sound check from the audience. That's perfect.
Oh, perfect, cool.
So I was just at Galaxycon Columbus. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They do a litany of shows across the U.S. They've been adding them left and right. Columbus was like one of the first big ones that they added on coming out of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And from my perspective, like numbers were like revenue wise was down a little bit from last year. Nothing like crazy, but all in all, pretty good show, but there's been some fallout. Are you ready for drama?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Are you ready? So to give you an idea, some of the issues that folks are running into, let's share this tab instead. Oh, let's see. Some of the issues that people ran into were like long lines. The badges were ripping because they didn't get the right badges in time. There were some issues with lines, with like the photo ops not being on time, that sort of thing. But the big one, let's look at this one here. You know, they do like a prop check to make sure you're not bringing in real guns.
Yeah.
Well, they put a little zip tie on there to make sure that, you know, like this isn't a real gun. Somebody checked it. It should be really easy for someone with a real gun to put a yellow zip tie on it, right? Mobility aids were getting zip tied.
What?
So from what I saw, there was at least one individual, and this is the internet hearsay.
Sure.
That was using a walking stick. He had a vision impairment, and they had to check his walking stick to make sure it wasn't a weapon.
Okay.
So they zip tied it. Somewhat humiliating for the folks, and not to mention just goes against general ADA compliance stuff.
Right, exactly. Yeah, which is why we have those in the first place. That's wild. You shouldn't have to, but you know, nobody's trained on that kind of thing.
No, well, the security team, so they have a third-party security between the from what I understand, the convention hires outside security. And then, so the actual people running the convention, they don't really have anything to do with it other than their own personal security that they use.
Sure, but if your job is to check things at the door, you know, that's something like I understand when the normal passerby doesn't understand ADA compliance. I get that, but if that is your job, you know, that is kind of disheartening.
Some basic things that you should probably have a good grip on. One is, what is a weapon, what is not a weapon, and then finally, what are things that you're not really allowed to mess with.
Right.
Apparently, they took somebody's EpiPen, which is probably more expensive than anything at the convention that
$1,000,
weekend.
but you can't take someone's EpiPen. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Now, granted, this is all from Sister X Lily, so I can't confirm nor deny, but they also said that they didn't enforce a no AI art policy.
That makes me mad as well, but
did you hear about the whole thing with the what was it, DragonCon or whatever down in Atlanta? They booted someone from the floor.
No.
So that was a few months ago. There's a big to-do about it. It was all over the news. They booted someone for selling AI art. So a bunch of other conventions decided to also post that they are banning AI art.
Sure, yeah.
Except they're not enforcing any of it.
they were happy to say it.
Yes. Though. They will ban your EpiPens. They will ban your walking sticks. But a six-finger Mario, that sounds like something you got to pay extra for. The six-finger Mario is perfectly allowed.
it's a lot to ask. I know, like us artists are always asking too much of these places that make money off of us to just help us out and not have AI there that's stealing all of our jobs and actively stealing our artwork. I understand that we're asking too much, but it is still disheartening to hear that they're not going to do that, man.
There was someone in particular that a bunch of artists reported at St. Louis. This guy was selling 3D printed tiles that had images on the tiles. You can actually do that now, where it's like almost like painting with a 3D printer.
Right.
And yeah, it was very obvious AI stuff. And they were at this show with even more. So they didn't boot him at St. Louis, and they are welcome to come back, apparently.
It's such a weird, like, I'd say like microcosm, but there's so many. So it's actually just its own ecosystem of like con stuff. Like it was kind of a side quest for me. I'm trying to work in mainstream comics, and finding out that I need to do cons was okay. This isn't a thing I set out to do. Let's learn it on the way. And it's its own thing, and it comes with a million different issues. It's terrifying. Every time I sign up for a new one, I'm like, all right, what craziness is going to happen here? Apparently I got to watch out for them taking my EpiPen.
Yeah, I think Mike's seen this one before, the Six Finger Mario. Yeah, sounds like it. Buddy told me about it, right? Oh yeah, there apparently there's a whole nother issue with loadout. We'll talk about the area in a minute. So the problem with the AI art thing is, how do you actually verify one way
it's a tough thing to police, and it's not always as simple as, oh, that has 6 fingers. A lot of AI art does a better job of at least hiding it, or the AI art that's then altered by an actual artist afterwards.
Right.
It's more about who you invite in. It's more about vetting the people that you're having in Artist Alley by your vendors. It's having trusted vendors and artists invited to your con. And a lot of cons don't care. Do you have enough followers on Instagram? Are you willing to pay the $500 for the booth fee? And if that's the case, then whatever, go with God. I don't care.
It's more or less, do you have a credit card that you can swipe for most of these shows?
Right. And if not, are you going to get us notoriety to someone who will swipe their credit card? You know, like, and I do understand that everyone's got to make their money, so there's only so much that they can care, and there's only so much they can police. It's more frustrating that these people want to be in those places, because you don't make a ton of money at Comic-Cons, whether you're a vendor or an artist. You can make some, like, it's definitely profitable, but not by a huge margin. So it's really interesting that these people fight tooth and nail to get there to sell cheap knockoff art. It's weird to me.
The interesting thing is the booth that I'm talking about. These are booths that are like premium vendor booths. They're usually
like
around. Well, they're usually $1,000 to $1,500 a pop.
Okay.
And they bought a triple booth. So when you're talking about how much money they make,
right?
They make enough money to buy a $3,000 minimum booth.
I guess so. Maybe that's just part of it. So they just have to. But no, like,
yeah.
I mean, and they're stealing the artwork, so that's fine.
Well, from there, what other issues do we have here? Overbooked in general. I don't know about that one. Matthew Lillard's photo op. I think the big issue there was that he wasn't there Friday. Something happened. He couldn't be at the show at Friday, so they had to cram 3 days of photos into 2. I think that was more of the issue there. People's things were getting stolen. I didn't really hear anything about that. Every show stuff's going to get stolen. It's unfortunate. You could walk by security with a bag and they wouldn't care to check it.
That's scary.
So here's the fun part. I got on Saturday thoroughly inspected. I had to take off my belt like I was at the airport to get through security. They had the metal detectors and everything.
Sure.
And then once I got in, I was able to walk right into the show without anybody checking my badge. Checking badges where you're getting metal detected. I was just able to right in.
That's wild.
Yup. What else we got here? Badges, yeah. This is the first this has happened to me. They didn't have the vendor badges at load-in. They kept telling us to come back later, come back later. Then the show was about to start, and they said, we'll bring them to you. They gave us temporary wristbands I said, use these. We'll swap them out.
We'll come find you.
Yeah. And as soon as I said that, I'm like, I'm never going to see these people. Like,
That's just like how they always say, it's like, well, we're going to get internet and power to your booth 11 a.m. While load up still happening the day before the con.
Exactly.
You see them Saturday morning, Saturday evening, maybe, and they have a power brick for your neighbor.
Right.
That's how it goes. Like, they don't, it never works out like that.
No. So I was fine with the wristband. I honestly, half the time, I don't even wear the badge around my neck. I put it down on like my belt, so it's out of the way. But yeah, by the time I finally got one, I think it was Sunday before I actually got one. And
it's so wild, dude.
I'm like, why even bother at this point? I don't want it was on like thin paper instead of partway through the day. People were complaining that they ripped overnight and they couldn't get into the show. So wristbands probably would have been just the better call at that point. I know the VIP, there were some VIP people that it was a mess. Ben, I don't know if you can confirm. I think all of the badges, for the most part, were paper. And personally, I don't care if they're paper or plastic, but
it's gonna rip if it's not laminated at least.
Yeah, that's the minor. Yeah, put tape on it to laminate it.
Laminate it, right? That's like even Motor City Comic Con, which is smaller by comparison to a lot of the larger cons. It's the big one here in Michigan, but it's still small. Even they had laminated badges.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know about all these complaints, but yeah, the general consensus for the show is a lot of people were down from last year.
Yeah, that stinks. That makes me think twice about attending, whether it's from an artist or a vendor capacity, or even just a fan. As I've started to go to more and enjoyed it, that makes me worried about going. It makes me think twice. And I've been trying to get to more Ohio-based stuff because it's not too far from Michigan, and that makes me go, well, this is not worth it because I bring my wife, I bring my children to these things, and it doesn't sound safe, doesn't sound accommodating, and it sounds like they make it those things. Now this is all hearsay, right?
Yeah,
but
all I'm hearing is T.S. Luther personally says that he hates Galaxycon. Let's clip this. Can we make a clip on this? T.S. Luther says he can't be bothered to go to an unsafe show. For people walking around with walking sticks that haven't been checked by security.
Walking sticks that aren't zip tied? Are you kidding me? What if he's Daredevil, like the chat said? That could be Matt Murdock. Do you not understand?
Anything could happen.
I can't be What if he poisons me with my terrible crab allergy? I don't have an EpiPen because they took it.
Is it shellfish or is it specifically crab?
It's neither. I'm not allergic to anything. But that's what sounded good. I don't need an EpiPen, but my kid does. Like
T.S. Luther, more like T.S. Liar. Please go check out his stuff over at www.
Don't you want me to be a liar? I'm a writer. That's my thing, right? Like I'm a good liar. It means I can tell a good story.
Absolutely. Yeah, check out his stuff over at Invader Comics. I'm putting the link in the chat, guys. Save that. Yeah. Check that out. So all in all, I gotta say that I personally didn't have that big of a problem with Galaxycon Columbus. I thought it was fine. It was fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. Straight down the middle show. But they started doing this thing. Ben highlighted that they're doing $2,400 VIP badges for like straight to the front. You can pay
so you can meet Matthew Lillard before he has to leave. Like
exactly. You can cut to the front of any line. But apparently they were printing those on paper too. Some VIPs complained they never got everything. Oh yeah, I did hear that. There were some people saying that they didn't get. Now, granted, they might be sorting that out. There might have been a delay with a shipment or whatever.
Sure. And this is the first year, right? This is the first time for Galaxycon Columbus, right?
This is like 4.
Oh my! Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit harsher then. Come on, this is the 4th year.
Anything could happen, man.
Is this a new vendor? Did they license the term Galaxycon? Like
they've been adding, and I think they might have spread themselves a little thin on the
which is totally fair. And I know that they seem to be filling in where a lot of like the capital C Comic Con were at, right? Like they're filling in some of those and PAX, right? Like there's a little bit of that. Because it's crossed over more like past comic books. It is just pop culture, it's media, video games. But when you spread yourself that thin, how much money are you going to make? Because are people going to come back again next year? Are you going to get that same kind of turnout? Like,
I think they will. the noisiest people are going to complain online, right?
Right. The
By and
squeaky wheel
large,
gets the grease.
yeah. By and large, most of the people I was talking to at the show, they were doing just fine. Some people complaining it might have been a little crowded or whatever, but like,
And
yeah,
like
it was
honestly,
not
like
crowded.
hearing all this stuff, as much as I'm bashing it and I'm picking
Mhm.
on them, I hear about this kind of thing at like every show, right? Like there's always a story like this. Someone's bag didn't get checked. That stuff does worry me. Like I'm a little bit of an anxious guy. I do bring
Yeah,
my family to these events, and that makes me nervous. Like that's one where I would double check and go, hey, how many other people actually experienced this? Like you said, you were there, this happened. So
right.
like that part bothers me. The other stuff, I'm like, well, every place has at least one crappy security guard because they hire a lot of people, they wax and wane, they're not going to be the same people every year, so that stuff definitely happens,
Yeah,
and that's part of going to a con. Sadly, that's just what happens.
absolutely. What's up, Chris? See you in the chat there, buddy. Thanks for jumping in. I've got bad news for you, TS.
Oh,
I
no.
got really bad news, but also potentially level the playing field, as it were, as far as safety goes. Most of these conventions have guys selling swords, knives, throwing stars.
So I can get equipped while I'm there, and I can
Yes.
defend myself,
Yes.
Kevin McAllister style. I'll set booby
Abs-
traps. I'll oil my sword. I'll grab a silver one too in case there's any werewolves. Witcher
That's something.
style. I'll
Yep.
be prepared for both. Here's the thing, though. I'm 5'7", so
Bigger sword then.
yeah,
More reach.
I'm just a little guy. I'm
Yeah.
basically a hobbit walking around the front. So I need like a sting, some sort of dagger that I can use as a broadsword because I'm just a little one.
You need a proper weapon as a spear.
Oh, there you
stick,
of course.
short pointy end, kind of like Ewok style. And
Oh, listen, the Ewoks. If you give me prep time, people talk about Batman. Let's talk about Ewok prep time. If I got Ewok prep time, I'm taking down AT-ATs.
Dude.
We got this.
Ewoks are the Kevin McAllister of the Star Wars universe.
Listen. You said it here first. I 1,000% agree with you. E-Spotty Yub Dub. Okay, like we're gonna take him down.
Yeah.
Who's down? I don't know. Apparently, people with EpiPens.
Like blow darts, just shooting those into people's necks. Yeah.
Just saving people from anaphylactic shock, one EpiPen at a time. Jeez.
It might take a minute, but we'll get them all. Ewoks, don't accept that dinner invite unless you like chewing on some stormtroopers. Ugh. Well, this is an official statement from Galaxycon Columbus. I'm not going to read this whole thing because I did say earlier that I'm illiterate and I don't want to blow my cover. I just lost it. There we go. Click the wrong button. Let's see. They did say that the partner of their CEO, which I don't know why that they need to disclose that they're diabetic, other than the fact that they could potentially have insulin on them or whatever else.
Sure, yeah.
But those stories about their service dog getting separated from them, so that's already like a HIPAA thing. But let's see. Incident of another senior management team's family whose vision impaired was faced with aggressive behavior from, they're throwing the security team under the bus. Allied Security, when they attempted to tag his blind Kane as a prop, despite not being in cosplay, and again was only after constant uncomfortable protest that Kane was allowed to enter without a tag. Let's see what else. Fortunately, not the first time we had issues without. Yeah, they actually apologized last year too because the loadout was horrendous.
Sure.
And it should not be. I don't know if you go to Columbus, it's not like you're going to New York where it's going to be a 5-hour wait to get in.
Right.
Like this is Columbus, Ohio, and it apparently was still a nightmare. Take full responsibility for the frustrating experience for our attendees as they lined up for our event. We have been involved in daily. I don't care. It's you got to iron out the kinks.
Yeah, it's corporate speak. We talked about it. Don't you worry, guys. We talked about it, and we're still about it.
I'm sure stuff will get fixed to some extent, but like I don't know. I don't know what to say about all of it.
That's the thing is, like, if it doesn't affect the bottom line, it's going to happen again, and you need to accept that if you're going to go to these cons, that's the kind of thing that's going to happen. I don't think this is not. It was not a large enough outcry and outrage that everybody heard about it, and it was on the nightly news. And if that's not the case, then nothing's going to happen, right? Like that's.
Yeah, I don't know. I want it to go great because I need a good show in December. So I want everything
Yeah,
to get
and
fixed.
there's not many,
Yeah,
and so like what we do, especially most places in the Midwest, we do all the smaller cons in December because there's
yeah,
not a lot of big over here. So like I understand wanting to do that, and I had heard a lot of good things about Galaxycon from every other angle
yeah,
across the country, and that is somewhere that I was trying to start going. So this is a little bit disheartening. But
yeah.
sadly, it's kind of par for the course with con management. There's only so many things that they can care about, and it's not always safety. Like that's just,
Huh.
this really is the reality of it.
Oh yeah. Mike, he says yub yub.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. He gets it.
More Ewok speak. Dave says Ewoks are just Care Bears with problems.
No, they're Care Bears with solutions, buddy. The final solution. They know what's up. Extreme prejudice. They
Yeah.
take down a stormtrooper's helmet with 2 hits of a rock. So
It's often a violent and painful death at the hands of an Ewok. Chris says, "Hey, Steve, remember when they fired the security company last year? It looks like I kind of want to look up my email to see if they
yeah,
named
is it the
them.
same security company? Because that's wild.
It would surprise me, but that security. So I did a show in between this GalaxyCon and the last in Columbus. It's Origins Tabletop Gaming down in Columbus, same convention center, and it chaps me to no end. Like most of these shows, if you're a vendor or if you're an artist, there's either a back door you can go in,
Yeah.
where they've got security there, and you just walk in, or if they don't, if you're going through the main entrance, they see you have a vendor badge, they just wave you in.
Right.
It's kind of silly to check us for stuff when at our booths we could have razor blades, we could have
Right.
whatever we brought in through the giant open door. Not to mention if you're selling swords, like I'm not sure what you're stopping us to check us for. So they were checking me pretty hard one morning. I'm like, guys, they're still loading in. I can walk around. I shouldn't have been mouthy, but I can literally walk around to the other side of the convention center and walk right in, and no one's going to give a shit.
Right.
I didn't realize there was a cop sitting behind him, and the cop stands up. He's like, "Are we going to have problems?" And I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
"Yes, we are." And I flipped. No, that didn't happen. But zip tying dogs might be frowned upon. Yes, this is not an attack dog. This is the friendliest German Shepherd there is. Let's see. Ben says, was it Allied Year 2 that stole 4,000 worth of comic books? I think I was building security.
Oof.
I could be wrong, though. They were having some of the same problem this year, too, with like, because they do after hour stuff, right? Like the exhibit floor closes, but there's still like gaming and other halls.
And you can still get around the building. That like anything that like Motor City does that. They do like a theater showing. So they always do this late night movie. And except for it's the other half of the convention center and they still shut down the floor. So you still can't get to it.
Right.
And I have heard some stories of people, sneaking around and getting stuff eventually, but there's at least some deterrent. There's some like actual action to stop people from doing that kind of thing. Whenever you just have an open floor at night, like stuff's going to get taken.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the last time it wasn't I'm sure there was regular attendees stealing things, but the guy that stole a $4,000 comic book was part of the security team. So minor detail. Let's see what else we got here. I'm not sure what we're saying is great. I don't think zip tying dogs is what you're saying is great. I missed out. I bring weapons all the time. There are some folks that do bring weapons because they're leaving the building with thousands of dollars on their person.
Sure. Right.
I'm not going to say who.
Right.
In fact, I don't know anything. I could be making that up. So all that to say, GalaxyCon in general was fine. Going to do a little bit better this year, but then all the Kickstarter money came in too, and I was able to stay pretty reasonable with my budget. So we're gonna float through this month into January, and then start the new year. So
that's like I've tried to limit the shows to like the cheaper shows if I can, and then when a publisher offers to send me to a place, that's when I say yes. So like Professional Entropy, one of the publishers I work with, sent me to Motor City, and Vader's talking about helping me get to the West Coast next year. Those are the ones I'll go to. I'm not a big con guy. I kind of like writing my comic books and chilling at home, but it's a big part of breaking in, meeting other creators. I got to meet Mark Wade when I was at Motor City Comic Con and cry in front of him, which I apologize, Mark. I'm sorry for that. I know that's not what you needed on a Sunday. But so like there's some cool things that happen that have made me want to go more, meeting fans for the first time. That's why I bring my wife, so she can see that I actually am somebody. So like when people ask for my signature, I'm like, yeah, see, some people buy these things. You know, so like there's stuff that's cool. It's just all these other horror stories, and I don't make a ton when I go to those, and I feel like sometimes there's more time that could be spent elsewhere to do a better job, right? So it's about balancing them, but I hear these stories. I'm like, do I want to go to 12 more next year? Is that what I want to do?
Yeah. So there's a ebb and flow
Mhm.
of being a convention artist, not to be confused with a con artist. First, it's I need to sign up for as many shows as possible because if I make this much here and I do that 30 times in a year, that means I can make this much money.
Right.
Then you realize that's not a practical expectation.
Right.
Every show's different, and what sounds great and works great for someone else, results will vary. The next bit is you say that you're going to limit how many shows you do, and then the next year you actually end up booking more. Right?
I did try to bring it down this year, and then I started to get invited to them, and
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't have to pay, so like it's there, and it's like the little bit of the ego boost. Or like, hey, you know, we want to invite you. We'll put your name on the poster, and then you like, well, you can't say no because I that's not going to happen many times in my career. So you gotta go, and then like you see the calendar booked out for the rest of the year, and you're like, I guess I'm a con person now.
Yeah, we're like carnies, man, just traveling around. Well, then finally, the last stage is you actually do start backing down off of shows, but hopefully that's because something you're doing is going viral. You're selling stuff online. You're too busy to go to the conventions. But the conventions are the means to an end. Absolutely. Ben says C2E2 is better than Fan Expo Chicago. I think so as well. But I have a soft spot for Fan Expo because they
I've
actually
heard good
talk
thing
to
about
me.
both. Yeah.
You know, Reed Pop has played around with my application a lot, but they never approved it. And they waited till about a week before the show to tell me that I was waitlisted. Which doesn't do me any good.
No, and that doesn't give you any time to pivot and do something else at that time.
Nope. Any of y'all doing New Orleans? I am not. I am doing I think I'm gonna be in Minneapolis that weekend. There's a tattoo show up there that I do. It's like it's gonna be -20. There's gonna be like 3 feet of snow, but there's nothing else going on in Minneapolis, so everybody goes to that show.
No, I might actually be over there that week. If we do, let's get a beer or something because I'm doing signings for a bunch of the stuff. Right, that's the week that the Digger comes out. So I'll be around there. But I keep signing up for all these traveling. I'm like, I'm traveling just in the Midwest in January.
Yeah.
If they're going to be anywhere that there's no snow, how will I survive the roads to all these places?
It's a roll of the dice every time.
Right. It's scary. Yeah. I just drove across town. I'm in this tiny little town outside of Flint. And it took me a half an hour to cross maybe 12 blocks because it's like a blizzard outside. And I'm going to be driving to different cities. I made a poor choice here, but you know, what can you do?
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you other than make sure you got plenty of provisions in the car and make sure you're good and good luck to you. Let's see. So we got more people going to New Orleans. Let me know how that goes, guys, because I was contemplating maybe doing that instead of this Minneapolis show.
It'd be warmer, at least.
Hopefully. If it's -20 in St. Louis, I think we're all...
Yeah, we got a different problem.
The asteroid finally hit. Let's see. Sorry we didn't get a chance to chat much at Columbus. You know how it goes. Dude, I didn't even find Ben. Ben was Katie had told me like approximately where you guys were, and I wandered around forever trying to find you guys and just did not happen. Oh yeah, they have to-go beers down there. Down there in New Orleans. And Dave, thanks for hanging out, dude. I will see you next time. I think next Wednesday is going to be the last show of the year, friend.
Yay.
Last show of the year. Oh, look who it is. Look who's joining, none other than James, Sketching the Beast. What's up, dude?
Hey, man.
What's going on, guys?
What's
How you
happening?
doing?
Fantastic. I'm sorry. I'm late. I had to celebrate with the
I can't believe you chose that over meeting esteemed creator T.S. Luther.
I'm so
I mean,
sorry.
honestly, stunned. Listen, she's gonna have a birthday every year. How many times am I gonna be on this show, James?
hopefully every year. I don't know. We'll see.
On her birthday.
Well, hopefully not on the same day every year, right?
James, I just got to see a very professional corporate sounding apology, and all I got was, sorry, guys, I had a birthday. I need something a little bit more corporate-y from you.
Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind for the next apology.
I get the yellow screen on Instagram with the white lettering. I am so sorry that we did this.
So you're not gonna
talk about it.
You're not gonna give another shot right now. That was good enough. You're just gonna we'll just power through.
All right. I'm sincerely sorry that I just kind of threw you in there and bailed for this show temporarily, but I'm here now.
Got strobe lights going off. What are you doing over there?
I don't know. My camera.
It's a party.
Yeah.
He's at the party still.
Really good noise cancellation. I like it. Well, James, you were at Steel City, right? How'd that go?
Man, Steel City, what a story! I tell you. Although honestly, not as big of a show as a Galaxy sort of sounded like. In regards to some of the security problems, but overall, I kind of like this show. Unfortunately, I Sketching the Beast doesn't do well enough there to continue to return. So unfortunately, that was my last time at Steel City as Sketching the Beast.
What? Are you coming back as something different next?
Well, I'll be exhibiting with Chrissy with her 3D prints.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. This show was definitely down from previous years as far as attendance goes. They had Charlie Sheen was there on Friday, and there was somebody else that was there only on Friday, and I'm like, it was a very weird choice, but it worked out pretty well because Friday was my best day. Imagine that, hearing that Friday was my best day.
Yeah, that's not great.
You selling kidneys? What was going on?
I don't know, man.
You could do that in Pittsburgh. You can sell kidneys. They don't even have to be yours. You just find anybody in a bag of ice,
Yeah,
chloroform.
As long as they're okay with it, I'll try that next time. I think maybe.
Well, that's the great thing. They don't even have to know.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
They just wake up and ice bath.
Go ahead, tell us more about how you make money. This is how you can afford to do all these cons.
Yeah, exactly. I sell body parts. That's really what I do. That's
so what happened Friday?
What was 15, 20?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, attendance was really down, and it was just not a good show. Overall, usually I do right on that line. It's I can maybe come back. And maybe next time I'll do a little bit better. Hopefully, where it's a little better. Where it's but this time I was too far under the line to be I can return. The sad part is the people that were buying, they were higher quality buyers, I guess. And they were people that actually were talking to me, actually interested in the art, and I was selling more cover art than I had sold previously at any other show. So that was a surprise. It was great, but unfortunately it didn't add up to being able to return to the show in general.
I like that you refer to them as higher quality buyers, implying that you had low quality buyers for years before.
When I say that, I mean people who are interested in art versus just, hey, I want something cool to hang on my wall, or which I love everybody equally.
It doesn't sound like it. Please tell us about the ones that are low quality, James. I'm setting you up for your next big apology. I'm excited to hear it.
Yes, I'm gonna need to apologize to another group of people. No, seriously, I really did appreciate everybody that stopped by my booth, and even if they stopped by and they said, "Oh my god,"
Is this the kind of business that we're trying to get into? You're like, yeah, you should pitch me something. Let's work together. And I'm like, it depends on how many of my readers you're going to say are low quality. I'm gonna have a hard
So I
pitching to some
said I
companies,
didn't
man.
mean that in that sense, but I mean more people that were actually interested in art overall, which was good. And that's, I mean, I love that. It's great. I like when people come in and talk to me about my art and stuff, and or even just want to chit chat. I had so many people that just walked by, didn't even give me the time of day, which again is fine. Everybody's there for a reason, right? But it was just so many of them, like not even gave me a glance, man. Like not even, I could even say, hey, how you doing? How you enjoying the show? You know, I do my usually the sales pitch, just even, you know, spark a conversation, which was, so it was like pulling teeth.
I love the ones that walk by and like your art. They'll point and go, "Oh, that's awesome," and then keep going. I'm like, "Well, you could buy it. It's on sale. Like, say hi."
You know, I'd almost rather that, honestly. I'd rather that than what I was getting. I was like, it was like cold shoulder, man. Like, holy moly! Like, what's going on?
You did have that sign that said "No low quality buyers," though. So
I did. You know what? You're right. You're right.
Don't
That's
want
exactly
no
what it was. Yeah,
no scrubs.
No scrubs.
A scrubs is the customer that can't get with James. That's what I heard.
It's word on the street. Word around Pittsburgh, Monroeville.
Oh my goodness!
They do have a nice big billboard for Steel City out on the turnpike. It has all the dates.
Oh,
and
really?
If you look close, it says "P.S. No scrubs." And I was like, oh no!
Bottom, but
where do I go 3 times a year?
I'm still stuck on the fact that Charlie Sheen was there. Like that is not a thing that I expected to hear someone say.
So this show really prides themselves on being slightly different, which I think is good for them, not good for me. Not good for me. So like the show, it either needs to dial back a little bit and have like, you know, bigger actors that are like actually involved in like comic stuff.
Bigger than Charlie Sheen?
I was gonna say Charlie Sheen's pretty
so like
big,
they're
man.
guest lists. Like if you pull up that one picture, scroll down to their banner, the on the far right. Yep, right there. Oh, no, I guess never mind. It's a video. But like there's like 80 people on the list. It's insane. Look at all those people. Those are all guests.
You got that guy. You've got
half the cast of Peacemaker on here, right? Though, like David.
Yeah, there was some Peacemaker guys. Like Ray Park was there, and like so, like there was a lot of big guests, and it's great for the show. And I think like if I was just an attendee, I would love this show. I guaranteed 100% would love the show just for the fans, or not for the fans. Just the fans are great, but for the guests that they bring in. You're gonna kill me here. I always shoot myself in the foot with something. I tell you.
I'm so sorry.
You're all right. You're all right.
It's all good. It's a show staple at this point.
Yes. It's the pick on James.
That's
show.
what your audience is called, right? The low quality customers.
Oh my god!
Like it's... Sorry, you were saying about it being rough on you because they have all these celebrities.
So they have so many celebrities, and I like if I get the chance to walk around, it's like cool, right? You know, like to see the guests. I even got a chance to say hello to Shia LaBeouf. He walked by my booth. That was cool.
Okay.
That's graced by Shia.
Yeah, dude, it was super cool. I said, hey, it's Shia. What's up, man? And he said, hey, man, how's it going? And I said, it's going great, man. He said, and that's whatever reason, because he was walking by and I was nervous and I didn't even know what to say. I said, you look great, man.
Just shouting at
Shia LaBeouf. That's when people ask me if I met Matthew Lillard because he was at Motor City. I'm like, I saw Matthew Lillard from about a mile away.
Yeah.
I don't think he was excited to see me because he was so far. If he got closer, I think he would have been pumped.
Oh, definitely, man. You would be like, yo, TS, what's up, dude?
He knows me, you know?
Yeah,
but I did meet Casper Van Dyne from Starship Troopers, and it was not from a mile away. One of the coolest dudes at the con. He was just walking around Artist Alley. He just stopped by every booth, checked out some stuff. Yeah, I was like, no celebrities did that at Motor City, and he was just chilling, hanging out. So like that was pretty rad. I did not see Shia, and if I did, I don't know if I would know what to yell at him either. You look good. I think might be on the list. Yeah, you do the meme back to him. I'm sure he would love that.
He took a picture with somebody at the show. With them all doing the "just do it" pose.
Oh,
thing.
So maybe he would then.
I guess he was super cool. But like, I don't know if you can find a picture of him of what he was wearing.
No
Dude,
one's ever seen a picture of
was
Shia
it
LaBeouf
This guy like wears like buys stuff from like
from the con and put it on.
No, like
System?
my God, thrift stores and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely he looks unhoused. He wears the same stuff I wore when I lived in a van.
Yeah, like this is this type of stuff I wear when I wake up when I'm just not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like
Was it this guy?
a buddy of mine
that's
ran
guy
into
right
him, and I was like, "Oh, were you like in Hollywood?" He was like, "Dude, I was literally in a swamp, and Shia LaBeouf was just there."
That's
and
funny.
I didn't believe him. And then I had seen a bunch of videos from it, and I'm like, "Oh, I guess Shia LaBeouf's just hanging out in swamps."
I just find it really weird to believe that they had the voice actor of
What's up, Siren Song?
the Transformer dudes.
BJW. Sorry, I gotta do some Instagram shout outs.
Oh, you're good. What's up, man?
They don't show up over, and I've already missed like 3 people.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Lance? Thanks for joining. We got Lance over there on the Instagram side.
Howdy, Lance.
Instagram side is actually popping off, and I'm not paying any attention at all.
Well,
sorry to like. Yeah, I know. I was like, people were like, "Hey, Steve, so glad."
I don't care what James says. Instagram followers, you are not low quality customers. I'm excited to see you, and if you're excited to see me, go and pre-order the Digger at your local comic book shop.
You guys are great. You guys are.
You're all high quality.
People who watch this show are high quality. I'm telling you, man.
That's right. That's right. Because
that's how I convert people from low quality to high quality. I tell them to watch the show. That's how I convert them. Hey, you know what? You come up to my booth, like, hey. You know, you bought some low quality stuff. You know, let's convert you. You watch this show, okay? It's every Wednesday.
I feel like we haven't talked about the elephant in the room that they're low quality customers because they're shopping at your booth. I feel like that hasn't been said. And I think that maybe we should talk about it. I think that might be it. You're blaming the fact that Charlie Sheen was there, but like, what do you got over there? You got
the Charlie Sheen crowd was awesome, man. The people who were there for Charlie Sheen were the only people who bought from me the entire weekend.
I like the fact that Charlie Sheen's promo video he has on air is like shot from the hotel room.
Yes, but that's exactly it.
Where did that go? It was around here somewhere. At any rate, so it sounds like you had a mediocre time at Steel City. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, as a vendor, it was not great, but as a guest, it was not a guest, but as a attendee, it was great.
Sure,
it was
awesome.
Great. And like I did the charity draw again, which is actually the reason I want to continue to go. The charity draw is great. I have a blast doing that.
I don't know what that is. Is that something? Is that like the stuff that the furries do? What's a charity draw? I'm too old.
So they do this.
The old man, please.
They do the charity draw. Basically, a bunch of us artists that are at the show, and they got a couple people who aren't at the show that participate. We all go up on a panel and we draw. We take suggestions sometimes, or people shout out like, "Oh, hey, do a dragon transformer or whatever." And you know, and then we all come up with something. We have like a big 18 by 24 pad we draw on with crayons and markers, and then it gets auctioned off. Basically, people pay like $1 per ticket. I mean, people are coming in and buying like hundreds of dollars worth of tickets, which is really cool.
I have so many more jokes for furries, but that's actually really rad, and I don't want to ruin it. Like, that sounds really awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's such a great cause. I want more shows to do it because it was a lot of fun.
What's the cause? What does it go to?
Children's. Oh God, what I can't remember. It's something children's something in Pittsburgh. It's not children's hospital. It's not children's hospital. It's like
kids in Pittsburgh. If you see one, they get some cash.
I honestly can't remember. I'd have to ask my buddy. But I know it's a good cause.
So Jonathan Ruppel,
what's up, John?
Is demanding that you do something with a Pokemon Trolls voice.
Oh, the Pokemon Trolls. Yes. Pokemon for Pokecoins. Yes. Oh, human money. Okay.
James loved it when I put him on the big screen.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. It doesn't throw me off at all.
I'm so uncomfortable right now. Like, I fear for myself and for those around me.
You guys, well, so clearly you guys haven't seen the Pokemon troll guys on TikTok, but that's what they do. They literally crawl on their knees and they go into stores and buy Pokemon.
Oh my God! Okay, that's what you're doing. I saw that this morning.
Yes, that's
okay.
That's what Jonathan is referring to.
I'm still uncomfortable, but more because I'm a low quality customer than about the Pokemon trolls. But yes, I have seen those guys.
I have not seen any of this. I don't have TikTok, so I'm.
You don't. Okay, I thought I was the old guy. You don't have TikTok. What do you do
No.
when you're supposed to be sleeping?
I kind of live under a rock, much like a troll.
That's the
lives under a
perfect
brick.
place to have TikTok. Is you just doom scroll while you're under the rock.
Yeah, so maybe Steve is secretly one of the Pokemon troll guys, and
I'm
because
probably
he lives
closer
under a
to
rock,
being
right?
that.
You know, it makes sense.
Closer to
Makes
being that than anything else. Nothing else. It says Ed Beard, an old MTG artist, spends the full 2 hours at the charity sketch on a crayon drawing. They turn out
Yeah,
interesting.
That's so cool.
I know. I should have took a picture before I left the stage. It was
So
freaking phenomenal. The guy does some great work. He's been doing this show for several years. I guess he kind of like helped start the charity draw thing. So no, that the charity draw is the best part of the show. I wish they would figure out how to dial back the guests so that people actually do kind of shop the floor, because what ends up happening is people wait in line all weekend, all day, all weekend long. They don't want to walk around the floor. They're done. They've already spent $600, $700, $800 on photo ops and signatures. They don't have
If they
any other money.
even can walk the floor after that. That was the thing at Motor City, was people waiting in line all day to meet Matthew Lillard, which is awesome. But it did take them 7 hours to get a chance, and they didn't get to walk the floor.
Matthew's line is nuts. He came to Steel City last December. Awesome dude though, like totally worth waiting in line for. I don't know if I'd wait 8 hours, but you know.
Are they able to do this 3 shows a year if they dial down the celebrities?
I think so. I don't like. I think that, and I think that's the other problem too, is that we're not really tapping into. They don't seem to be tapping new audiences either. Because I heard there was a lot of people that it was like I was giving people like new my new collector cards, because they were like, oh, they would come up to my booth and they say, oh, I got this and this from you last show, and I'm like, oh wow, dude, that's fantastic, thank you so much. And I obviously talk to them and talk to them about like what I got going on coming up and stuff, which is really great. And that's I love like having people that like look forward to me at shows. And it really hurts when I have to be like, I can't continue to attend because of financial reasons, but I really would love to, because I have these people that are looking for me every year, which is phenomenal. It like really warms my heart, to be honest, and then it breaks my heart that I can't return. So at least I'm like kind of returning in some capacity, right?
Let's put it out to the chat. What do you guys think? The celebrity thing is always a hot topic with conventions.
Yeah,
and you're not going to get the attendance that you would without them. So you got to have them if you want to, the body count coming through the door.
Yeah.
But is it overboard these days? Is it just right? Is it Goldilocks?
Yeah, I think my thing about it is a lot of the people that are coming for the celebrities were never going to check out my booth anyways. They were never going to come and buy my indie comic. Even the ones that have heard of me, like I had a couple of people who came because they had heard about me on TikTok and they wanted to check out my stuff. But that's way a smaller audience than the people who are like coming to check out Matthew Lillard. And never the twain shall meet. Nobody was like, hey, I just met Matthew, now I came to Artist Alley. That was never going to be the thing. Those two audiences just happened to be at the same show. They were never going to. So I don't think that having all the celebrities would affect my booth very much. So I've never like disparaged it. I think sometimes my frustration is when I go to the ones that are called a comic convention, purely as a stickler for the taxonomy of it all. It's like, well, it's a comic book convention and no one here wants to buy a comic book. And I feel like more like I'm in the way having a booth in Artist Alley. Right. Like I feel like I've imposed on something. So that's sometimes the issue I have. Yeah,
Steel City used to be Comic-Con. Now they're just Steel City Con. They've dropped the comic from their name. It's still, you can still find it, like if you go to the website, it's in some certain spots where they call it Steel City Comic-Con, but like they don't, like even the artist guests, like they actually have a section on their website for artist guests, and it's usually like 2 or 3 people.
Right.
And they're not usually comic guests. They're usually like cartoonists, which again, fine, right? Like that's their own, it's its own market industry, but it's usually cartoonists or animators of some sort, who might have had a little bit of crossover here and there. into comics, but it's mostly guests, and it's usually like 40 guests or something. It's kind of outrageous.
That is like, I will say that's a wild ratio from the stuff that I've seen. Like that's a lot of celebrity.
And
guests.
The show is not that big, and I think the other thing that they're really struggling with is the return of vendors, which is a good problem and a bad problem. It's a good problem because you got vendors that are still doing decent enough that they want to return, but the problem is you're stealing your audience then, like that, who do want to shop the floor to see what's new and what's popping, when it's the same vendors every time. If the same vendors every time don't have new things, it's usually like the Funko guys. It's the same Funko people. It's the same guys who are selling things that look like they're pulled it out of their attic. A lot of that steal.
My buddy Lance over here just chimed in. He says he's over on Instagram. Says my artist alley. He does great stuff. He does a lot of like pinup work, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. He says my artist alley table was in the middle of rainbows and sprinkles.
Okay.
If you walk through the Galaxycon artist alley, it was a ton of like the stickers and the keychains.
Oh yeah,
all that stuff. Which there's a market for it. There's an audience for it. And then right in the middle was Lance. And I met some other folks there. It was their first time coming back to any Comic-Con, and they said the same thing. We're like, we're in the middle of like Craft Central.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was like in Motor City. You had like legends, like Mark Wade's booth is over Kitty Corner, and then there was a couple of us. There was a dude who did coverage for like Zenoscope, and then me with a couple of my indie comics, and like a big advertisement for the Digger. And then there was a chick 2 booths down just selling like knickknacks that she had made, these like really awesome keychains that had like Mario figures crucified. It was really weird. But like she sold more than anybody else at that show. I swear to God, the entire artist alley, she outsold all of us.
I just felt like that was missing from most Mario games. It's a good opportunity.
It's a good crucifixion, right? I guess, man. I don't know. I got one. I got a Luigi, and I'm like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever gotten at a con, but I'm gonna cherish this. But she outsold all of us, man. And it's interesting when you're at a place like that and you see that line blowing up, and then you see Mark Wade just chilling by himself. I'm like, okay, this is clearly a different kind of audience, right? You just have to. There's nothing you can do about it. That's not what they're there for.
Yeah,
I think Ben's agreeing with you on this, James. He says Steel City needs a bigger building to get more attendees if they want to continue to bring that many guests.
Right. Yeah, definitely. They need to do something. They either need to dial back and maybe have higher quality guests, which doesn't seem to really be the thing, or they need to get more space somehow.
Flower says, same. We have people that look forward to see us every year. Yeah. Then when they miss us, they aren't happy about it. You build rapport with the people. Absolutely.
Yeah. I love the people that return to my booth year after year. Like, even if they don't buy anything and they just want to talk, like, that's great, man.
I want your money. I'm not here to talk. You can see me all the time online.
Money would be great. Yes, money would be great, but
forget these people. All right, come to my booth. You talk to me all day. I don't care. I don't have to sell anything.
I like talking with fans. Yeah,
I lost my voice Saturday talking. Oh
yeah,
no cash was exchanged.
Where's that money? Talk is cheap. Lance says I've been doing the same since 1984, and in between people that just started drawing. So yeah, it's always a hodgepodge down there too, Artist Alley.
It is neat, right? Like when you look at like who you're next to sometimes at these cons, it's like you can have legends, then you can have people who are like, oh, I made this little comic book last week and I got a booth. I think that's kind of neat, right? That you can have that entire spectrum in the same artist alley, especially ones that put artist alleys right next to their guest artists. I've always thought that was really cool. Partly because that's partly why I go, right? Is I can go, hey, I'm boothing here too. Can I I got a table? Can I say hey? Can I give you my stuff? So like I've always thought that was kind of cool. It's never bothered me that the people next to me, their book is a little bit like newer, a little bit more amateurish than mine. If anything, that makes my stuff look,
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of like, it's like, never mind.
I knew exactly what you were going to
say. Ben says Steel City is becoming an autograph only show, especially because the vendors have been stagnant. Also, until recently, since so many vendors aren't making money. Yeah, that's the challenge, man. You do 3 shows a year. You either got to keep coming up with new material, new inventory, or people are like, oh, yeah, I already bought all the stuff I want from you. Okay, bye.
Yeah, that kind of the case this year. This last show was the Pete. Like, I mean, again, it's nice that they came and talked to me, but I had already tapped them out as far as what they would buy from me. They already bought their Phantom, and especially at the deals I was giving prior to this, this year and this show in general. Like, I was selling my prints for like 3 for $30, right? So like, oh, I bought this many prints from you, and these are all the characters I like. Thank you.
All right.
It's cool that they bought from me. Again, it was great that they
Hear
bought
me
from
out.
But
You go back one more year and you go full on mattress salesman. Everything must go. I'm never coming back here. This is a fire sale.
I need a quick minute. I need a quick minute here.
I should have,
because we were just about to talk about the hot chick that keeps ugly girls around. Right? And then Ben just has to go to say, "Oh, that's like when Steve was across from Jim Lee in Denver." The ugly chick to make Jim look better. We all know Jim's a California 10. He doesn't need me.
He doesn't need anyone to make him look better. If I didn't think Jim Lee was already amazing, as he comes out and he's just like, oh, he unbuttons his shirt and goes, and by the way, no AI at DC.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. Well, geez, thanks, Jim. I needed that. Okay.
All right. Jonathan says, with or without the celebrities, I feel that people coming just to shop are still going to shop. I think their traffic flow isn't designed to encourage browsing. That was a big complaint at Galaxycon, dude. Like, if you just think about it, they had 8x10 booths, 6-foot tables, and 10x10 booths.
Yeah.
Those things naturally don't line up.
Yeah, that doesn't line up. That math doesn't math.
No, not at all.
Yeah. The only thing I will say, and it stinks that I'm not coming back now, but this year they gave us an extra foot of space behind our table.
Nice.
Luxury.
Oh my God. You know what? It was amazing compared to being literally pressed up against the guy behind me. And thank God they did, because I wouldn't have been able to stand behind my table at all because of the way that I have my prints and stuff done. The way
so
I
you have your prints behind you. You have like a stand that hangs them, or
so usually yes. This show I changed. This show I changed it up because I'm like, there's no space. I can't do that anymore. And of course, they gave me more space, so I could have, which I think hurt me a little bit too. I did change my booth design layout to doing so instead of having all my prints behind me, I had the menu. Nobody wanted to look at the menu.
Nobody ever looks at it. I have the same thing, and no one flips through it because they're like either afraid to touch it or they just don't want to touch something that everybody else did.
Dude, it's in a plastic sheet. It's not original art.
I wipe it. I'm so germophobic. I wipe it down after anybody touches it, but they don't want to, and I get it. That's why I hang them.
Yeah.
No, you gotta.
Yeah, so that hurt me too. But
you know why they gave you that extra foot, right?
Why?
It's fire code, so that way if there's a fire, you have a place to stop, drop, and roll. You just back and forth,
definitely wouldn't be able to do that before.
Yeah, put it out and get back to work.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jonathan says, last year, 2 years ago, I had a 10x10 booth at Galaxycon, and it was so weird. Only show I've ever gone negative at. Place was packed, but no one came to. Yeah, dude. Like, I had that a couple times at big shows where it's like I couldn't feel more invisible, or the placement, it just didn't feed my way. And it's like, okay, I guess I'm not making any money here.
Yeah, it's weird, man. The crowd really makes a difference. Like, whatever crowd they're bringing in, I just don't know. It is
interesting.
Right?
Like whenever I hear these stories, like people ask, like, why did I push so hard to try to go work with publishers when an indie can make more money doing cons? I'm like, it's stories like this. It's like you go to a con and there are just whole days where nobody comes down Artist Alley. Like,
who told you that? Who told you that? Listen, like the point you were making earlier, like with these AI bros coming into these Comic-Cons,
right?
Bank. I mean, they must make decent enough money that they keep returning, and it's a big issue.
Right.
But like, dude, I do not make a ton of money. It shows.
And I think it depends on who you are, right? But like, I mostly sell comic books, and then because I do variant covers for people and I do some commissions, I sell those. I'm like, where else am I going to sell these but at a con? Yeah. So like, I have those at my booth too, but mostly I'm just there to advertise my books and sell some stuff and network a little bit. Yeah. So for me, it's like I go purely for that, but I try to work with all the publishers so they do that kind of thing. I can come on podcasts and do this. Trying to go to a con and make money, I feel like is not an impossibility because people do it, but it's an upward battle, man. It's hard.
Yeah, it's pulling teeth.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to do it. Like I'm not living uncomfortably by any means, but I also am in a different situation than a lot of people are. Time, and I can take risks. I can reinvest in the business more. But I think there's an interesting thing. I'm going to do this to segue a little bit back to what you are here promoting here tonight. TS is the Digger. I think the biggest hurdle that a lot of, in particular, folks in comics have is this price tag right here. And the expectation for years is that comics are like $3, $4.
Right.
And then once you get into indies, it can go $10, $20, $30, depending.
Mhm.
I feel like with the way inflation has gone, I feel like even comics showing up at the LCS that are part of like a monthly thing, being around $5, $6, $7, I don't think that's enough anymore.
It's tough, and like that's a big reason. So a lot of the smaller publishers that like they're still indie to me, but you know, some people would call it not indie. But the small, like something from Mad Cave, let's put for example, Mad Cave sometimes has a cover price like this, and same thing with Invader Comics. The reason why $6.99 is as close as you can get is because it's still comparable to like a DC title, to a Marvel title, but it's not the indie comic that's selling for $10-12. Right. And so it's like it's as close as they can get while still being able to do it. So I haven't had anyone fight me on the $6.99 cover price. No one's been like, well, I'm not buying it because it's that price. So no, I don't think that it's so higher. Crazy. Right. I agree. I mean, listen, like I wish that we could charge $20 for it, because Invader, being the publisher that I work with, they're awesome guys and they just want to make the comic book. If they could go lower than $6.99, they would. It's not a profit thing. Like, no one's making money at that price point. It's just what we could, you know, pull off. And we're a little bit of a unicorn when it comes to indie comics being at $6.99. Like you said, most are $10-12. It's just trying to get a consumer to do that. And it's not just that they think that comic books are worth $3-4. They don't have $10. Like, the economy is not great right now. People don't always have jobs. I worry for those dudes. I know you don't watch TikTok, Steve, but like, there are those new comic book day dudes who come on here and they got a haul like this. And I'm like, how? I'm an adult grown man with adult grown man money. This is my career and I have side gigs. I can't get a pull list like that. And this is my job. Like, I worry for their wallets. So I feel like a price tag like $6.99, I'm like, it's the best we can do. And I worry for the people who aren't charging that much. The ones that are like, I'm just going to price it at $5. We'll see how it shakes out.
Dude, you know, I've got a couple buddies that are doing that. I stopped by their booth back at Cincinnati, and they're selling their book for $5. And I know the company that they're printing with.
They're eating that cost, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's I mean, it's a little bit different when you're doing it direct to market, right? Like, if you're in a con or if you're selling it yourself on, like, on your website, you're not splitting that revenue. So maybe you can make $5 work. Probably not, but maybe. But when you're working with a publisher and you're going through distribution, you're splitting it with the shop. The distributor takes a cut. Like, that $7 really is turned into maybe $2 of you know, profit at the end of the day. Probably not. You're probably looking at more like 30-40 cents. That's usually the margins that you're dealing with. And people don't really understand that, and it's not their problem, but that is what it is. So if you're selling your book for $5, I applaud you. You're doing something awesome, but you're going to end up eating it. And that's hard to do. I'm lucky enough, because I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I get to work with publishers. We can order thousands of copies and get that unit price down. But your buddy, like, I don't know where they're at in their career, but if you're ordering from Comics Wellspring, you're not paying $1 or $2 per issue. You're paying $3, $4, maybe. Sometimes $5 if you can only order $100 or, you know, 100 copies. Like, that's how are you ever going to break even at that? Like, you're never going to be able to do it. The math just doesn't add up there, and that's terrible.
Yeah, it's so weird, the value that people place on a comic book. It's very strange, in my opinion. But yeah,
I know how much I pay per book, and I charge a premium. I go up on Kickstarter. I could charge more because of the content that I put in there.
Right. Definitely.
Now, granted, there's great story in here. I don't know how many people read it. Once again, I said that a lot of my fan base is illiterate, as am I. But picture's worth 1,000 words. So, Lance, maybe the next time you got Digger issue 2. He says, not your mama's Indiana Jones. Maybe bring back mama's Indiana Jones. Maybe bring back mama as Indiana Jones. Just food for thought there.
Listen, I mean, I do Kickstarter books as well with some other publishers. I work on a book called Alice Lost in Wonderland, and everybody shows everything in all those books, right? That is a Kickstarter book that we make for Kickstarter for Kickstarter reasons, right? You know, the Digger's a little bit different because it's going to comic book shops and it's kind of an everywhere book.
They want to be able to be on the shelf, you know. They want it, you know.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be in a poly bag when you sell. So like there are perks to it, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't consider it when it came to Kickstarter books because they do sell so much better, and like, you can still tell a good story. I think some people look at a book that's a little bit more lewd, a little bit more blue, and go, "Well, there can't be a good story in there." And I'm like, "Well, I disagree. Like some of the best stories are told in a way that will get the reader to pay attention. You got to meet them where they are. And if you're going to sell a book on Kickstarter, there are certain things that you might want and or need to find some success in it."
That's you?
Yeah, that's the one.
There we go.
I write that for Mr. Fish Comics. My buddy Fish Lee does the art for it. So
Mr. Fish seems like he's a cool dude.
Oh, Mr. Fish is a great guy. If you ever need another guest, he's an awesome dude to talk to. He talks way more than me, if you can say that. What was that? Luther? They definitely do, but sometimes it's only one-hit wonders. So many people buy on impulse. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing when it comes to things like TikTok. There are books that sell really well on TikTok, like you said, 15 to 30K sometimes. However, a lot of those books you see, that's going to be the only book they ever make. They're going to get known for that one thing, and they're not going to be able to pivot because there aren't a lot of editorial staff that are paying attention to those books, which is not important if you don't want to break into the mainstream. If you just want to make your indie comic book forever, which is totally reasonable, then you can do that. But if you want to break through, you have to pivot. You got to go to other markets. So it depends on what you really want. You can just do a book on Kickstarter forever. You build up your audience like some people have over here. And you can make the thing that you love making every month. And people will come support you. So getting into a comic book shop is not the same as it used to be. Like getting into a publisher is not the end all be all that it used to be. I working with publishers, I know so many more people that make way more money than me. They're on this podcast, and they don't work with a publisher like I do. And it's not always what it's cracked up to be. It depends on what you want to do. I want to play with other people's toys eventually, so I play this game. But I probably won't ever make money making comic books. I'm not going to go write Spider-Man. You know what I mean? And even the people who don't make money until they stop writing Spider-Man and go to Image.
Man. The amount of like indie comics that are getting picked up to, get Netflix deals or whatever. Now that Netflix picked up, was it Warner Brothers? That thing's in motion.
And they just picked up Grimm. I mean, Stephanie Phillips writes everything at Marvel now, and she's incredible. But to say that like I'm going to get a deal like that, probably slim. I'm not going to lie and say there isn't a reason why I pitched a book called "What If Indiana Jones Hunted Short Round?" Right? Like that's a very digestible pitch in lots of different formats that could potentially be sold to places, may or may not be optioned at the moment that I can't talk about. So like there's a reason why I did this book the way that I did, but when it comes to money, it just doesn't flow the same way it used to. Back in the day, you could have an indie book that just had a moment of success. If you look at Keenspot had a bunch of books that no one had ever heard of and got made into rom-coms in Hollywood, and that writer had it bought and they made bank. They never had to make another comic book if they don't want to. Yeah. Now, though, they don't buy those properties. They license them. They option them, which means they're going to rent the property for a few years. You're going to get 2-3K, which is still awesome. Nothing to sneeze at. Maybe if it's a big property, you get 10K, which is still huge. But that's it. It'll never get made. You're never going to get another dime off it. You can't do anything with it while it's being optioned. So it's not the same thing it used to be cracked up to be. But you still have your options. But I always caution people, like, if you're looking to make money, do anything else other than make comic books. Like, don't make comic books.
Just financially, your time and everything else, it makes very little sense these days unless you have scale.
Right. Yeah. Unless you are like if you have a name for yourself and you do go to like if you do the Kirkman Manifesto, right? Like if you do get your indie book that could somewhere and then you go to Marvel and then you go to Image, like, yeah, Tom King does well for himself. I'm not going to say that nobody makes money in comic books, but most don't, right? Like, yeah, it's a And like, how much do we pay to be a part of this on the way there? Right? Like I call it, like how I see it, it's a pay to play industry for me. I pay way more than I make on comic books. I'm 5 years deep on this, and I'm only now starting to get paychecks from it. So like I never want to like obscure it and be like, no, it's great. Like if you put like boobs in your comic book, you can make some money. It's like you can make some, but you could make a lot more if you went to college for something, I guess. like learn a trade. I used to write about car parts for automotive companies. I made way more money doing that.
Now imagine if those.
Here, we're going to talk offline. I got a business venture for you. What's your next comic book? Because
don't call me a financial genius, but I think I just figured it out.
Oh, listen, I've seen your Kickstarters, dude. You're doing better than I am. Like, I think we should take some financial advice from you.
Well, the sad thing is as much as I appreciate the fans that back me all the time, virtually every dollar of that is spent before the books are
and it's got to go back in. I think that people underestimate, even when you see those big Kickstarters. I've seen a few. I don't know if you remember back in the day when like Orange Cone Productions was doing all of the Cthulhu Invades This Place and all of those books. I know some of the guys over there, and they were doing like $50K each time, but all of that goes back into the book, that goes into the printing, that goes into the distribution, that goes to the artists that are in there. There's not a lot of profit left for anybody. And so when you see somebody making a book and you assume they're in it for the money, just know that everybody who makes a book loves comics or is insane. One of the two, sometimes both, because there's no money to be made.
I've never been officially diagnosed, but I'm fairly certain. Yeah.
There's somewhere on it's a spectrum, like they say, right? Like insanity is a spectrum. And if you make comic books, you're probably on there.
And you were saying earlier about go down Artist Alley, you get the full spectrum. I'm like, yeah. I know. Yeah, I'm feeling a little called out. Thank you. Let's get caught up with chat here, friends. We got Flower's been popping in here a little bit. She's talking about that TikTok shop. Said some people at TikTok have said they stuff they sell on TikTok shop will make them like 30K one month and like 15K the next month. Say we're the brand new thing that everyone wanted. And the scary part about doing stuff like that, and sell your most, then a couple months later only sell a few. That's actually a buddy of mine that does cons. He said he was blowing up on Etsy for years, and then out of nowhere, like algorithm just tanked.
Yeah,
and he went from making great money to virtually nothing. Mm-hmm. And it might be 1 month where you're like, okay, maybe it's a fluke, but once month 2 and 3 rolls around, it's like, oh, this train has ended.
Yep.
It just ends.
Derails.
If you can pivot or like get gigs from it, that's like I had a couple of books that popped off on there. Tokyo Fire was one that sold really well on TikTok way back in the day, and I knew it wasn't going to sell ever again, so I rode that wave as much as I could to other jobs, like talk to every publisher who was willing to listen as I go, look, this one had 1 million views on it. It never will again, but maybe can I talk to you, maybe, sir, about a job?
Yeah.
She also chimed in on the Netflix buying Warner Brothers thing, saying that hates that they are able to buy that.
Yeah.
It's an interesting. I was looking at that. There's some new news on this.
Paramount came in and put a bid, didn't they?
Yeah, but I mean, they already had a bid. Now they're going to hostile takeover style take it to the shareholders. So there's going to be a shareholder vote.
Nice.
Yeah. So they're offering $30 per share for the media conglomerate. So even though there's everything. Even though there's already like stuff in the works, they're coming in and going straight to shareholders. And at that point, it's like, well, if the shareholders vote one way or the other.
It depends on if they want more cash, because still, if you look at it from the Netflix point of view, because your shares will split to the other entity that gets spun off from the TV stuff, you'll probably end up with more money because you're getting $28 per share for the Netflix deal, and you get a piece of the spinoff company. So, like, you still might make out with more money unless you just want cash. You want to get out of your bid in there. Then you take the $30 per share and run. The thing is, Netflix is probably still going to get it because most of the shareholders aren't going to pay attention, because there's a lot of the big ones who will take whatever they can get fastest, and then there's a ton of small guys who are not going to pay attention to the vote, like what happens every single time. So I think that Netflix is still going to buy it, but we'll see. We're screwed either way. It's still monopoly behavior. The consumer still loses here.
Did you happen to see who the largest stakeholders are in Warner Brothers?
I mean, other than David Zaslav, no, I don't. I don't know off the top of my
It's
head.
your tip. It's your go-to in any other, like BlackRock.
BlackRock, right? I was gonna say
And,
that was gonna be my guess because they're the
Vanguard.
owner of everything. BlackRock,
Yeah.
Vanguard, and then the other holding company.
Yep.
So like they don't care. They're gonna make money either way because those are also the biggest stakeholders in Netflix.
At the end of the day, I feel like all these major company like moves and buyouts and everything else, I feel like it's just like 10 dudes that might as well be in a casino with their poker chips, just moving them around.
Yes, it's
Exactly
just a bunch
what's
of
happening.
They're playing a literal game of Monopoly, just on a much larger scale than we get to. So like we lose no matter what. My whole thing is the best case scenario that I can hope for is somebody who wants to continue writing and getting closer and closer to mainstream comics. I hope whoever gets DC keeps Jim Lee in charge and keeps DC Comics at least as close to it is right now, because I think they're in a really cool place for the first time in a long time, and I'm really excited to see where they go. As a consumer, I'd love to be there from a writer's standpoint. I saw you over there with your low quality customer face. What do you have to say about?
I would fire Jim Lee because
How?
he is a much better artist than he is IT or director and CEO of a company. I'm just put that out there.
I
think he's doing a good job.
James, whenever he has a hot take, again, the full screen.
Yeah, I like to see it.
I think
another
it's
record.
guys from now on. It's going to be one of these like. Jim Lee is a much better artist.
But I think that doesn't that say more about the fact that how amazing of an artist he is. I still think that he's doing a good job of running DC. I liked a lot of the moves that they've done, even if you look at it from a corporate sense. It's like, hey, let's play ball with Marvel. Hey, let's take heavier stances on AI. Hey, let's back some of the people and fix up some of the royalties issues that we've had in the past. Like, I feel like they're doing a good job editorially, and I think that they're making moves that are not disenfranchising the audience as much as they used to. Yeah. I do like where they're going, and I think that they're doing a good job. This is my own selfish thing of bringing on new talent, which is a thing that I've wanted to see more of as somebody who's trying to be that talent. I like seeing all that stuff. So listen, suck up or not, like I do think that they're doing a good job, and I like a lot of the titles that they've been putting out. Absolute Batman, hands down. Like, what else do I need to say?
It's been a big success. I personally am not a huge fan, but it's been a really big success.
Well, glad you're all agreed on that.
Right.
Well, no, I'm very like. I'm hardcore, like OG Batman type of person.
You still have him. Go read Matt Fraction.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody else is like loving Absolute Batman. I'm over here like, let me just read regular Batman.
Are you liking Fraction's run though? Can we agree on that?
I have not started that yet.
Oh,
no.
see. Okay, listen. You're trying to take swings, and you're not even in the batter's box yet.
Well, I started reading Absolute. I did start reading. To be fair, I did read the first few issues of Absolute Batman.
Sure.
So at least I have an actual opinion on something I've actually looked at.
That's fair. Honestly, I was ready to hate Absolute Batman. I was like, Snyder again. Come on, we've had his takes across the board on every possible multiverse version of Batman. Do we need another one? Okay, so that
was how I was. I was like, after the Bat Who Laughs series and all that stuff. Like, I liked some of the stuff they did with that, but then I'm like, dude, can we just tell a Batman story again? Like,
I was happy that there was we could have both, but I was like, how cool can it be? Okay, he's poor. We've seen that before, and I love everything they've done. They just allowed it to be crazy and gonzo, and just the pitch for the Absolute Batman is just more. He's more Batman.
I do like that he's a working man. It makes me feel a little bit better. And I think I understand why people like it. I think like they should have just made a new character. Personally, that's just my thought.
That's always going to be the thing, right? Is like, let's make a new character. Why did that be Batman? But you still have Batman at home, Mom. Okay, you can still go read Batman, Grandpa.
So now it's Batman and Indiana Jones coming into Mom's room.
Oh my gosh! Listen, Steve, hear me out. We put boobs on that, and then we can sell that on Kickstarter.
I think I'm down for this. Let's
so
make it happen.
Let's go.
Tens of dollars. I'm telling you, the comic books are store. We charge $8.99 for that one.
I heard an interesting explanation as to why DC is making all these like over the top absolute characters, as well as the no AI stance. Is that in about 10 years, less than 10 years, most of their most popular IPs are public domain. And if they don't have original stuff like like legally distinct characters like Absolute Batman or whatever else they're going to come up with,
that makes sense.
Then they don't necessarily have a leg to stand on, because you're going to go to Comic-Con in 10 years and you're going to see everyone and their brother is going to have Batman comics.
I mean, that's always going to be a part of it. Like, you've seen much bigger companies, and I know DC is huge, but Disney, right, taking a stance against AI, like getting litigious about it, like quickly run the bat moves. But like you're seeing a lot of these big companies take stances against AI because they're seeing that it's bad for business on multiple fronts. Partly from them stealing their copyrights, and then partly because, well, if I can make anything I want, if I can type in Batman with boobs, I don't need to like hope that they draw a Batman with boobs. I can get that at home.
I gotta Google something real quick, guys. Give me a second.
Oh no!
Batman with boobs. Sorry, go on.
But like,
Batman with boobs.
Oh my god! Listen, there's money to be made. But like,
I think there was a point of Batgirl and Batwoman.
Right, and then Batwoman again, and then Batgirl again, and then it was Robin, but now she's Batgirl again, and so on and so forth.
Huntress, right?
Huntress, and then Batgirl again.
Huntress is literally Batman with boobs, if you think about it, because it is.
No, she has two crossbows, James. They're very clearly distinct.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but it's his daughter.
God, you don't understand comics very clearly. This is why you have low quality customers. Is because you just don't understand. I can't believe this.
Putting boobs on your characters, Supergirl. They announced today that the trailer is coming out tomorrow. They put out a teaser. Have you guys seen this?
Oh, we've seen this. I'm so excited for this movie. Woman of Tomorrow is one of my favorite comics.
I like the Star-Lord reference sort of in the beginning there.
Yeah, like similar vibe. Yeah, but that's what she wears in the comic too. Is just this.
Oh, does she? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
She's got like a duster. Okay, listen. You haven't read Women of Tomorrow?
I have not.
Oh my God, James, what are you doing? You're over here complaining that Batman is 9 feet tall because it gave you some fuzzies in your stomach and you're not comfortable with it.
You may need to look at my booth setup. And you'll very quickly realize that I am a Marvel guy.
We're also illiterate, yes. I don't know if I have to keep reminding you.
Yeah, I'm. You know what? I didn't believe you at first, Steve, and now I'm starting to see it. James really sells the illiteracy.
Not a lot of words. Not a lot of, It's more...
I'm so excited for Supergirl, which is another reason why I hope they don't touch a lot of what DC has going on right now, even from the top down for the Hollywood side. I'm loving what James Gunn is pulling off, and I want to see more of that universe in from all the different creators. So, like, I'm really excited for that. Now, later on, we need to get some trailers from Marvel so I can hear James's terrible takes on the Ultimate Universe.
Well, they keep talking more and more about this. Was it Avengers Doomsday or whatever it is?
Mm-hmm.
And that's supposed to be a direct sequel to Endgame.
And that's supposed to have a trailer this week too, I heard, right? I think that's more of a rumor. I don't think that's as official as James Gunn. I don't know how it's going to be. I'm also nervous about that one. Even though I'm clearly a corporate shill on the show, I am so nervous about the quality of that movie. I hope it's good. I've been a little let down by the last few Marvel movies, and
we talked about it a couple months ago, but the rumor mill was that they threw out the script and rewrote it. Not that long ago.
Is that even news? That's every Marvel movie. Everyone shows up to shoot and they're like, guys, let's just have them slap each other and we'll fix it in post. That's been the thing since Iron Man 1. You know, and it worked a lot of the times and then not so great sometimes. So I don't even know. I can't even have any conjecture. You got to reserve judgment because sometimes they pulled it off. There was no script for Iron Man 1 and that movie's rad,
Yeah, Iron Man 1 was great, dude.
And they changed everything in Endgame 10 times. And Endgame is amazing. It was a crowning achievement of that universe. So I'm like, I could talk shit by going, I can't believe they don't have a script. I can't believe they threw out the ideas. I can't believe they're reshooting it. It might be the coolest movie that's ever been made. It's so inconsistent over there. I don't know. I'm so nervous.
We'll see. With everything going on over there, man, it's a mess. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm curious to see. Is it Momoa that's playing Lobo in this?
Yep. The role he was born to play.
It was weird when they cast him as Aquaman. Now, obviously, the ladies loved it. Did great for the box office.
Oh,
Suddenly, there's all kinds of female comic fans. They're like, "We've always loved comics." Like, sure you.
They've always loved comics. Nobody loved Aquaman except for the few people who read New 52 Aquaman.
No,
because that was a rad run.
I think overnight there's a lot of women that saw a shirtless and wet Jason Momoa.
You cannot limit to the women. Jason Momoa shirtless. I'm like, please carry me, sir. Like, I don't care where we're going as long as it's under the sea.
All of the above.
Like,
In particular, so I was at Cleveland Wizard World the year that first Aquaman was releasing, and they had Momoa there. I'd never seen anything like it. It was like the Beatles, dude. Anytime the curtain moved and the girls could see in there, there was literally screaming, and they had girls fainting in line because they got a glimpse of the Momoa.
Listen, that's gonna be more of I mean, obviously different vibes, but that's still gonna be him as Lobo, right? It just fits his normal demeanor. Lobo is just painted white. It's the same character that he played as Aquaman.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much the formula, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And it's really interesting because Lobo wasn't in the Woman of Tomorrow book that they based this on from Tom King. He's not a character in it, so they're probably going to slot him in to kind of fill some other roles. So I still think it's going to work out. And listen, if Momoa is good at anything, it's filling some roles. So no comments. Okay, cool.
Filling some roles, eh?
I was like, listen, I said the thing, but I'm excited for it, and I think it's going to do well because people are going to be excited that Momoa is back. It's probably going to satiate some Snyder fans, just seeing him in another role. And Lobo is a Snyder-esque character, right? He's the main man. He just blows stuff up. He doesn't get hurt very much. He drives around on a motorcycle in space with a cigar. Like, there's no reason for any of it. He just does what he does. So I think that that's going to fill a lot of people with excitement and kind of fill that Snyder-shaped hole. And then Millie Alcock, I mean, she is Supergirl. Like, I don't see her and go, no, that's not my Supergirl.
I saw some fucking ridiculous posts on some of these videos where people are commenting like, she's ugly, she's this. I'm like, are you?
She's ugly?
Like, I think there's just some serious haters out there that are willing to say some ridiculous stuff to try to, like,
lots of internet trolls there are.
Exactly. It's so weird, man. I was like she looks like Supergirl. Like, this is like straight out of the comics. So this is
pretty spot on. If it was Michael Turner's Supergirl, add about 10 pounds more of the mascara.
Right. Yeah, right. But Bill Quist was the artist on Woman of Tomorrow. It's the exact same vibe, really similar costume, and she's gonna be badass in it. That's the whole point. Most of Woman of Tomorrow, most of the journey, spoilers just a little bit, is her dealing with people who want to fight her because they're too afraid to fight Superman. So it's her dealing with the misogynists in space going, well, your cousin sucks and I'm going to fight you because you're a girl. And she's like, well, I have the exact same powers. I just have boobs. So you're going to lose this fight.
Sounds like a plot to me.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. And so, like, I don't see that there's going to be a lot of things to be mad about when they try to cry wolf of like, well, it's not like the comics. It's exactly like the comics. Yeah. It's just like the people who are mad at She-Hulk, and the CGI was not great in that show, but they tried to say it wasn't comic accurate. And that was the most comic accurate show I've ever seen, like, across the board. If you don't like She-Hulk, you don't like She-Hulk. What you're mad about is there's a girl on your TV and she's tall.
No, I was mostly mad about the Deus Ex Machinas that were happening left and right.
I completely agree, and I don't think that was a fun way to end it, because I was kind of invested in the subplot that they had with all of it.
It was through the whole series. We won't divulge into all.
No, we don't need to get into that. But like the people that were just mad, they're like, because they wanted to cry wolf and say like, well, it's not comic accurate. I'm like, have you ever read like Dan Slott's She-Hulk? Have you ever read a She-Hulk comic? She breaks the fourth wall. This is the vibe of the comic.
Right.
I totally get not liking that vibe
stuff, but
yeah, like I totally get not liking the show for tons of other reasons, but when they try to play the card like, well, I read the comics, I know you didn't, because the real comic book people are going, no, that's She-Hulk, dude.
And most of us are illiterate anyways.
So right, you're just looking at the pictures anyways. It looked like She-Hulk, and this looks like Supergirl, and Momoa looks like Lobo. I haven't seen him in the Lobo costume, but he already looks like Lobo, so if you paint him white and give him the ICP makeup, it's going to be Lobo.
ICP.
That's who they need to feature next in the Avengers lineup is ICP.
I don't think you
There
can.
you
I think
go.
most of them are
That'd be
pedophiles
hilarious.
now, so I think that they're kind of persona non grata. But I still think that is the general look of Lobo. So I think it's going to be hard to mess this up. I think people are going to still be mad because girl. But that's half the internet anyways. You were never going to make them happy.
Well, I'm gonna segue hard here for a second.
Probably a good idea.
Flower sent me some pics. She's been working on some images and some coloring here. This is pretty sweet. I'm putting you on the spot here, Flower, but your stuff's really good. I want to share it with the internet. So we're gonna let's see, do this. I don't know if we can pick that up. Check that out.
Oh, nice.
That they're coloring.
Yeah,
Awesome.
very good coloring. And then we got another one here. These are not really great. Are you still using Procreate on this? And then we got this one. This is probably my favorite out of the ones that she sent here. Little Halloween like spooky lineup.
No, that's cute.
I love the pastel coloring. I like that you didn't overdo it. Like you understood the assignment. It was like, let's just add some highlights here. I think some people, when they do something cartoonish, they have to compensate and try to add way more detail with the coloring. I think that's really good.
It turned out great.
Flower.
Turned out great. Keep it up.
Yeah, good work.
Are you using a Procreate? Yeah, you said yes, Procreate. Yep. Excellent. Nice work. You gonna do some stickers soon? Do some stickers.
That's where the money is, or all these cute characters on a crucifix. Apparently,
dude,
that will,
the amount of people.
Will sell.
Yeah, the amount of people are doing that do stickers, and the amount of people that buy stickers is just crazy.
Yeah, I can't recommend going to like the more premium stickers. I'm doing that with see if I have any laying around here.
Once you get to the vinyl level, it gets expensive.
Well, that's what I'm doing. Somebody gave me one for free, and I'm hooked.
They're good. You can put them on a car, man. Like they're basically waterproof.
I can't peel this off. I put it on. I've got like a Dyson air fan that I was testing them out. And they're like adhered, like stuck to it. But they turn out great. But they're like $2 a sticker to get like the 4x6, like clear vinyl die cut.
Oh yeah, you're going big. Okay, yeah. I was like, I don't know. Where do I get my vinyl stickers from? I think I get like 100 of them for like $20, maybe if that. But they're like 3x3.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I do. Was it
smaller.
Ninja Stickers? Is that the place I go? I don't remember.
I use Vograce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're a Chinese company, but the work is good, and sometimes I get bigger than 3x3, so that's cool.
So you're also a communist on top of the low quality customers. I'm learning so much about you.
I'm a capitalist, okay? I'm a capitalist.
And you thought I was a corporate shill because I like Jim Lee. Here, like, oh my goodness. I hope those tariffs really hit you hard, James. Okay.
Oh yeah. No, Vograce is even absorbing the tariffs. They don't even care. That's how much money that they're making, regardless of the tariffs. They are paying for the tariffs. They don't care.
Can you say tariffs one more time and I'll believe you?
Tariffs.
Oh wow, he's serious.
I am serious.
Yes, Sticker Ninja is the place that I normally use.
Sticker Ninja is pretty good. I've done Sticker Ninja. I've done Sticky Brand. Sticky Brand is pretty good, but they take forever. You might as well be ordering from China.
I had to cancel my order. It took too long. I need this con, and like I was recommended them because they do good stuff. I will say that. Yeah. But I'm like, I can't wait. I need this. That's how I work with all my partners. Is like if it took too long, I'm pivoting. I'm sorry. Even if you do the best stuff, like it's all time consuming. I gotta get it.
The NSFW stickers have a special adhesive. And, yes.
The person applying the adhesive is very tired afterwards. Yeah. Let's give me the Gatorade.
Oh my gosh!
They were watching Aquaman.
Anyways, something else that's making waves lately. Another hard segue here. Have you heard about the McDonald's AI commercial? You heard about Coke?
You heard about this? You seen this?
So Coke got a lot of heat for their AI commercial, but apparently McDonald's has decided to follow suit because even though people hate the commercial, they're talking about it more than any other Coke commercial.
Which is just as good for advertising, right?
And they spend a fraction on it, right? So this is The McDonald's AI generated Christmas ad.
It's the most terrible time of the year. All the shops turn to mayhem, even Santa no space, and the tree.
So, all kinds of mayhem and terrible things. Most terrible time of the year.
Most terrible video of the year. Ugh. This might as well be last year's Coke video.
It's the most terrible time of the year. See you flee from the madness, the lights and the cheer, and hide out in McDonald's till January's here.
Yay!
Huh. So
that was a commercial.
The Coke company had made a comment that the criticism they had from the previous year was a lot of their stuff looked fake. So they embrace more of the animals, like the AI CG animals and stuff.
Right.
These people, like if you're just watching at a glance, a lot of this doesn't really look horribly AI. Some of the scenes do.
Yeah,
they look like people, but it's still a crappy commercial. Like that's the best version they could come up with, because they had to cut out all the other stuff that Sora will create or whatever.
Yeah. At a glance, it's hard to tell, but it's the same reaction that Coke got. People are hating this.
Yeah. But again, they're talking about it in how many people are actually going to boycott McDonald's at the end of the day.
According to this thing I'm reading, is that McDonald's pulls down AI-generated holiday ad after a deluge of mockery.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's the thing, is like you don't have to boycott them. You just got to make fun of it. Like no one wants their brand to be made fun of.
Yeah.
Like just mock them insensitively. Like just keep going, because this is dumb. This was a waste of time and energy and stolen resources, and it's just idiotic. But they have to try it, right? Like that's every market around it right now.
Is that it? It's like no longer do we criticize or use rationality to be like this is why it's bad. It's just like
you just shit on them like you're on the playground and that dude stole your girlfriend in 7th grade, and you need to know everybody has to know that he's about an inch shorter than you. Not that really means anything as an adult, but as a kid, oh man, that ruined his life. And I still remember you, James. Not you, James. You're a different problem.
Oh, okay.
This was James Loveness, and I still got a bone to pick with you, buddy. Like, we were gonna go to Snowball together, and you ruined that. But it's okay, because I was 4'12", which is 5 feet, and you were 4'11". So just know I still remember. Never forget.
Oh my goodness.
Never forget. Hashtag that. Only reason why those people are so angry is because they're eating much McDonald's and are missing out on key nutrients for them to deal with the stress of the holidays. Yeah, it's funny the amount of people that say they don't eat McDonald's, and then they'll put a disclaimer in, like, but I'll get the
but I do eat. But I ate McDonald's this morning. But like everybody did,
So I guess Sweet Shop, the company behind the ad said, for 7 weeks we hardly slept, with up to 10 of our in-house AI and post specialists at the Garden Club working in lockstep with the directors. Like,
I'm fairly certain. I was joking about this before about making like a real shitty Coca-Cola Christmas AI ad that's like just a really dark version of what they made. And I was like, if I gave myself a budget of like $30 in an afternoon, I could probably make something more entertaining and better looking than what they did.
Oh, yeah, hands down. There's no question. Like objectively, and like you get like the experts of type it in words and said, please, can I make this? Like that's what you're doing if you're an AI prompter. You're not an artist. Yeah. It's the same thing as when a really bad client comes and says, hey, can I do this? And I go, sure, if you pay me enough, I can draw that. If you want. And we've all seen it. We've all done it. And you're like, that's not a good piece of art, but I was paid for it, I guess. These people that are typing in these prompts, that's not art. That's not a skill. And it's not creating something that you want associated with your brand. Clearly, stop doing it.
Yeah.
It's so sad, man.
Yeah, the biggest argument is if it looks good or looks cool, then who cares?
But does this look cool? Is this what you're
no,
watching when
doesn't.
you're like, I have 15 minutes at home? Do you watch I don't know, like an episode of Dan to Dan on Netflix, or do you load up bad AI art from McDonald's? Like, what do you mean?
Right.
It looks
Have
cool.
you guys heard the AI dub that Amazon is doing AI dubbing now?
Yes,
of
and it was
anime.
awful. They took down
It
the
is-
dub because they were being made fun of,
It
because they were
was so
mocked incessantly.
bad. Yeah. It
AI
was-
audio is far worse than
Yeah.
AI images.
Oh my god.
It's so,
And they did like there was better AI audio too. They didn't even do a good getting the good AI audio. Like it wasn't like when you see those AI narrated videos on social media. It wasn't even that level. It was so robotic. It was sad. And
it might fool you for like a few seconds, but as soon as you hear any sort of lack of inflection or like they read out an abbreviation.
Right, exactly.
It's
like, and there was nobody, at least for this, somebody went through and edited it, right? Like they took like 15 different videos, put it together, cut it so it was spliced. No one proofed the anime dub at all.
Yeah,
it was not, nobody was in there fixing anything. There mispronunciations, all sorts of weird stuff.
Yeah,
it's depressing. Plus, it's like, is that a group that you want to cut out from your thing? Like, are you losing that much money on voice actors who are notoriously underpaid and underutilized anyways? Like, how much are you saving by not hiring somebody to dub this random anime? They were going to make $100 per session anyways. Like, what are you doing?
They're barely paying the animators alone. So, like, really, yeah.
Like, it was so weird.
Interesting mentality. I was listening to, it was a couple years ago, interview with Mr. Beast, and he had several channels that were skyrocketing, that were performing better than what most other people will ever be able to have, simply because he was paying the voiceover artists in other regions to, like, over in Japan, it's just his exact same video content that he releases in the US.
Well, voice acted in,
but he's getting like the voice of Goku to be his voice in Japan.
That is
right.
Genius.
Awesome.
And it's like, and you got all these people lining up to like see it because they're like the voice recognition, the celebrity recognition. Like, if McDonald's had made one commercial with, I don't know, Will Ferrell or somebody,
we wouldn't be shitting on it. We'd be like, dude, this is awesome. Like, I'm going to be talking about Talladega Nights to my children because I'm 100, and they're going to go, Dad, who is Will Ferrell? And I'll explain it, and we'll go get McDonald's.
There you go.
Instead, I'm going to go get Burger King this week.
Yeah, that's, I know we were kind of like on the fence of how many celebrities we want in our life earlier in the show, but like when it comes to stuff like this, like, you want celebrities, you don't want generic. Generic says that you don't care and you're not doing well.
In stupid commercials, they shouldn't be there. Like when you watch Shaq show up on a general insurance commercial, I'm like, I'm in. I don't need insurance, and I definitely wouldn't get it from the general, but I'm going to watch this clip.
Especially early days when the general is like the worst animated.
The worst 3D animation.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
Is he that much better now, though? Like,
can anybody actually confirm if the general is a real insurance?
Yeah, it saves some time, James. Like, did you not even listen to the?
No. Listen this up. So, like, several years ago, I was in between insurances. I was like, all right, the general ad came on. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check that out. Gonna save some money. I went to the general. I like typed in the thing it told you to type in, and it forwards as soon as you fill out your information. It forwards you to Geico.
I think it might be an aggregate, or at least it was at the time. I think that's you just didn't listen to the commercial.
Oh, okay.
I think that they find you the best deal. I think it's kind of like kayak kind of thing.
Maybe, maybe that's what it was.
But I do love the idea that it's this giant conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. I think it's really secretly Geico. It's another front for them.
Well, guys, we're getting towards the end of the show here. If you haven't checked it out yet, I put it in the chat a couple times. I will do it one more time here. Our guest tonight, T.S. Luther. One more time, give us a plug on the Digger here before we go to the question of the week.
You got it. So, what if Indiana Jones hunted short round? That's the entire pitch for The Digger. It is a cat and mouse story set in 1930s Veracruz, Mexico, with art basically straight up ripped from 90s Cartoon Network, Gendy Tartakovsky, the classic Addams Family comic book strip. And it's this dark story that takes an indie-like character and puts him against this innocent child who's just trying to get money for his grandma, and he's trying to show this American where the ruins are in his region, and he doesn't understand how much trouble he is in because the Digger doesn't care about what kind of things leaves in his wake. He doesn't care about the people who guide him there. The Digger doesn't share. And it's a meditation on, white academia and taking things from places where they should be and putting them in white museums. But at the real heart of it, it's just an awesome cat and mouse story. You're not going to want to turn away. There's only 4 issues. You don't have to worry about picking up 56 in a reboot because I'll never get that many issues. It's only 4 and you'll be done. You'll never have to hear of me again. So go to your local comic book shop today and pre-order The Digger. Issue number 1 is going to be in stores January 14th, and you can pre-order issue 2 right now. It's from Invader Comics. It's distributed by Lunar, and you can find it in the massive section of that catalog.
You heard it here first, guys. If you want T.S. Luther to go away forever, just buy all 4 issues.
Buy my book.
That's it.
Can you play the In the Arms of the Angel music? If you want to buy it today, that means my children get to eat. If you don't want my children to eat, don't buy my book. If you want 2 little kids to starve, then don't buy The Digger by T.S. Luther. It's that simple, okay? If you want me to go away, buy The Digger for as little as a cup of coffee from Starbucks. Man.
Oh my
That's about as high as I go, and it hurt.
I know you did great, dude. Thank you so much for that.
It was amazing. It was the greatest pitch of all time.
That's what's going to get me the copyright strike on this one.
You were. It was Sarah McLachlan. 100%. Honestly, you should pivot and do an album.
And admittedly, when she did that, the song, and she was on the video with the dogs. I actually did cry the first time I watched it. After that, I'm like, I'm never playing this again.
I was really expecting another James hot take. Like, I don't even like dogs.
Dogs. They're the worst.
Oh my god!
Now imagine you pull up to Panda Express and you're in the drive-thru, right? And they're like, "Hey, do you want to round up to save children and their puppies?"
And James
and they're like, "Oh no, I'm good." And then they start playing Sarah McLachlan over like the loudspeaker.
I would donate in a heartbeat. Like, it would work on me. Any '90s kid, really. Any of us that were just at home watching those videos, like, no, it'd work. I'd buy it.
Yeah. What's your next convention gonna be, man? Are you gonna be out and about anywhere?
Yeah, so I'm doing signs in January. I think in April I'm in New Baltimore Anime Expo. That's in Michigan. Spaces in Columbus might be the next one. That's in March. So gotcha. Spaces in Columbus, Ohio, and then Tulip City, which is in Holland, Michigan, also in April. But, all these little tiny ones that you've never heard of. But if you're in the Midwest, you'll find me somewhere tabling.
Sometimes the smaller shows have better returns.
Oh, no, I do great at the small shows. Honestly, I do best at those like festivals that aren't comic books. It's just like a small town does a parade once a month, and you can table there. I sell more stuff there. All those Minion prints that I mentioned. That's where I make the real money. Don't come after me, DreamWorks. I'm sorry. Whoever the hell owns the Minions, I'm sorry.
Follow T.S. Luther. Get updates on where he's going to be. Check out The Digger. Link is in the chat there at invadercomics.com. James, what do you got coming up, man?
I have nothing. Steel City was my last show for this year. Just a bunch of whatnot and TikTok shows for the rest of the year for me. That's it.
Give James a follow at Sketching the Beast over there. I might be doing some whatnot stuff here soon myself. But the big thing that's coming up for me is I got these in today. These are the call it the hopefully final version of the playing cards for the game I'm working on.
Dude, that's so cool.
Oh yeah, man! Send me a deck. Let's go. I will do your third round play test.
Send you shit. You can buy it on Kickstarter.
I guarantee I will be your first backer.
Excellent. So looking forward to playing these. During the holidays, I got some extra ones we're going to be playing, and it's got I know for younger audiences it could be daunting playing against friends for the first time if you don't know the game. So there is I got to come up with a better name. I'm calling it the Monster Deck, but sometimes it sounds like Monster Dick. But these
family friendly guys. Family
yeah,
friendly
right.
Game. Yeah,
Family friendly. Forget those. Those are blanks. I ordered extra. But yeah, you can fight monsters instead of real people, so you can kind of like learn how to play the game, learn the mechanics.
That's genius. I love that idea. I'm a big TCG guy, and that is a great way to learn when you have that like that pre-made setup deck, so you can learn how to play. That's a great way to do it. That doesn't make it seem so boring, where it's like, hold on, I have to shuffle it exactly this way so it goes turn by turn. I think that's a really good way to do it.
Well, thank you. We'll see if it works. I gotta test play it. We test played the main game several times. We put it around different folks to like get their feedback and all that good stuff. But this is the first time having the monsters, so I'm going to be trying that here. We got a little bit of time. It's going to be coming out in April, so we got plenty of time for that.
What's the name of the game?
It's called Cyber Hex.
Cyber Hex. All right, I'm going to add it to my watch list because that sounds awesome, dude.
We got. You should do like a live play test. That would be awesome. I think that'd be fun too.
Might try that. That would be fun. I think. I actually there was one mechanic of the cards that I cut out because I felt like it was a little too much right now, but maybe expansion down the road. You can like tap into different energies with like elements and stuff. Just like summon monsters, a la like a Pokemon.
Never heard of it.
Well, they're pocket monsters, Pokemon.
It's fascinating. You should do that. That sounds like a better card game.
Sounds way better. Way better. But there's just too many moving pieces there, so we cut that out. So yeah, that's the idea. Is we'll have the initial launch, maybe do some booster packs, all that good stuff later.
That's a great expansion to get into. Like that's an easy one to hawk, and like a really cool addition if people are already enjoying the game. But I followed. That sounds rad. I love TCGs, and I love seeing people make one on their own. Because I've spent too much money already on Gundam this year. I want to give back to somebody who doesn't need it. Bandai doesn't need any more of my money. I buy their Gundam card game, their Digimon card game, and their One Piece card game. I could toss some money elsewhere.
They stack up, man. So the goal right now is just to make it a self-contained game because I know there's a lot of card shops that are like, the last thing I need is another
booster pack. Yeah.
So we're gonna start with the main game and make it accessible in that way, and then.
I mean, that worked for Android, Netrunner. I loved that was self-contained for a long time. And when they did sell them, you bought the whole set. That was how you expanded the game. And it was much, much more friendly to the consumer than having to buy booster packs. The sad thing is the money is in booster packs. That's how you actually
that's what makes it sustainable. And,
right. But as a consumer, this sounds great.
Step one.
Right. Step 3, profit.
Exactly. Step 2. So guys, I've got a very controversial question here tonight. And this is how we end the show every week, TS, is we ask a question from Reddit. So this is very controversial, and I want to preface this with this is kind of a lie. All right. The question is, how old were you and how did you find out that Santa isn't real? Now, for everybody watching, obviously he's real.
Right.
But there was a lie that we were told that made us believe that, oh, yeah, surely he's not real. Till we came to our senses. Like, how did those presents get there? Right?
I'm in the middle of this with my kids right now, with me and my wife trying to decide if we approach this, because I was the same age as my daughter is now when I found out. And I had kind of a bully / friend. You ever had those friends who were like, you really are a bully, but I only have 4 friends, so we're still pals. Yeah. And in 4th grade, he pulled me aside. He was like, listen, we're making fun of you worse than we are in front of your face because you still believe. And I'm using my words carefully because my kids are listening in the other room. But like, we're making fun of you just terribly, like shitting on you so hard, even past your big years and how short you are, because you still believe. And I feel bad that we're doing that. Not bad that we were going to give you a wet wash and a swirly later, but I feel bad that we're picking on you about this. So, buddy, I got to tell you that he not real. And
how old were you?
I was in 4th grade. How old are you in 4th grade? 9, 10?
Sure.
Something like that. I'm probably a little bit late compared to other kids, but that was my experience with it. I was really, really grateful because it could have got real bad. But 8 or 9 seems to be an average for the people that I know.
Now, James, you're looking like you're just finding out.
I'm so sorry, James. This is why you have low quality customers.
Guys, really,
Wait,
this is
what?
awful to hear.
What?
What are you talking about right now?
What was your situation, man?
I was like, I want to say 12 or 13.
That sounds right for you.
So it was a little later. I think it was 11 or 12, to be honest with you. I have a hard time with timelines because my life was so chaotic when I was younger. I was like 11 or 12, and I was in my new foster home, and it was great. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was great, and it took me a while, but my uncle did the Santa laugh. They like sent me upstairs and said Santa was coming and did the Santa laugh, and I like the next day I kind of figured it out. I was like, okay.
Yes, that laugh sounded familiar, kind of.
Yeah. So that kind of ruined it for me. I never told my uncle that because I don't want him to think that he ruined that for me.
No, especially because I get to be a part of this like special thing, and you just get to be like, and you ruined everything in my childhood.
Yeah, so
Just like
that's
that.
rough. But no, it was probably time for me to figure it out, anyways. But
yeah, 12, and you're a teenager. Like
Yeah.
that is
almost
tough,
teenager,
right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, you're still low age. Like I was not mature at all as a teenager at 13, but that is rough. Like honestly, it'd be cool to do it forever, right? Like to have some of that magic, but the ridicule that comes with it as you're the last one is not something you want to deal with.
Yeah, that sucks, man. That really does suck.
What about you, Steve?
I feel like you have less problems if you're a grown ass man and you're like, bro, Santa's coming, man. Did you know? Like 2 weeks.
I
Have
wish
you been
I had
good?
that. You know?
Have you been
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Like if you ran into that, you'd be like, okay, this dude's kind of great.
Like, so many games of Pokemon cards. Like this dude deserves them.
Yeah. I might
Is that
start
helpful?
doing that. I might start doing that. Sounds way more fun than like, gotta be quiet about this, guys, because like, did you know he ain't real? No, so I'm sure you guys have heard of Calvin and Hobbes.
Of course.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're a comic book artist at all, it's been on your radar. At least it's even if you haven't read a ton, you know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was a recurring theme for Calvin and Hobbes to wake up super early to go get into their presents, right?
Mm.
So there's one year where I decided, I'm like,
oh, you were gonna Calvin and Hobbes it.
I'm gonna get up early and I'm gonna go down and check out all the presents. I know I'm not supposed to open them early, but I'm gonna go check out all that sweet loot like Calvin.
Mm.
So I set a very quiet alarm for like 4 a.m, something like way earlier than anybody else, right? And I get up, I'm like, oh, this is great. I actually woke up. This is great. So I'm tiptoeing down the hall. I'm the last down the hall, and I'm tiptoeing past my parents, and the door's never open to their room. And I was like, why is the door open?
Because they were delivering.
And they're not in there. Like Santa abducted my parents.
You were about to go all Kevin McAllister.
Dude, I grabbed my BB gun and some paint bucket. No, their room was like maybe just a few feet. Then it's the stairs going down, right? And as I'm approaching, I could hear my parents talking. It's the sound of wrapping paper. And I instantly put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, oh. Now it's a stealth mission to get back to bed.
Right.
Without causing
yeah.
any. They definitely heard me traipsing around upstairs. I got
There's the
called out.
Kaiser Soze moment as you go, oh
Yeah.
and you see your dad who had brought in all those boxes. Don't worry about it, son. And your mom buying tape last week.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's kind of heartbreaking. I'm so sad.
I
Like,
was young. I
6, 7. Like how young?
like around there, I think.
Oh, that's even worse.
But like it was interesting though, because I remember we had, we go to the different grandparents for Christmas stuff with the whole family. And I remember talking to my older brother and my cousins were like, oh yeah, like we know, like Santa's, but like it's cool that like we keep doing this for like the kids, even though we're like 7. We got to pretend because it's fun for the kids. We felt like we all got super mature.
It's a cool thing that you could at least have some camaraderie with everybody, and it's like that is like the first taste of PTSD for a child in a lot of cases. Like, I remember when I found out, like that's I mean that's a bonding experience. That's part of the game. But
I'm definitely
almost traumatic.
I'm definitely adopting as an adult. I am a full-on Santa believer now. Fuck y'all. Santa's real. Be good. There's cameras literally everywhere. You know he's watching.
Yeah. It's only a few years they're going to be able to 3D print him with AI. So, like, he's going to be around. It's going to be like the Santa from
Futurama.
Futurama, exactly. Yeah,
literally everywhere.
It's coming,
blowing people up.
Yeah. Well, guys, it was an absolute blast tonight. TS, thanks for hanging out.
For having me, dude. I appreciate this. It was a blast. Thank you, James, for finally, gracing us with your presence. I'm glad you showed up.
Yes.
I'm sorry I'm a low quality customer. I'll try to spend more on your booth so you can go back to Steel City.
No, thanks for coming on, bro.
Yeah, James, thanks for being here as always. Chat, thanks for hanging out. Please leave your comments down below. What age were you when you found out that Santa's the coolest dude ever and he's totally real all the time? Guys, thank you so much. Have a great night. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.